no drama in the NFC East no more. We
Right.
don't want no drama. Man, straight from the underground. That's where we was the 2-7 guys.
2-7.
2-7, we was underground. They have buried us.
Right.
Boy, how times have changed.
Right. That's what I've been telling Cowboys fam, man. Don't stop believing, man. Just continue to fight, man. And you never know what can happen. This is the game of football, man. Look what the Jets are doing right now, man. So you just never know. Continue to fight, continue to compete, and just let things fall where they fall, man. But look where we're at right now, man. Like I feel like even if things don't work out next week, bro, breaking the Eagles fans and breaking their spirit.
Let's go.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
Man,
like we just said, bro, we hit the Eagles with everything in the clip. We unloaded the full clip on the ass, man.
Yeah.
We hit them with the CeeDee Lamb. We hit them with the Michael Gallup. We hit them with the Amari Cooper. We hit them with the Ezekiel Elliott. We unloaded the full clip on them, bro.
Hey, man. Because they might judge you out of here, man. I'm in the club real back like I'm 24 again, 23. Let me calm that down. Let me get in my zone. I'm sorry, man. Hey, I'm so hyped.
What up, Star Gang?
Just so many different levels. Let me see who's in here, man. We're gonna get it built up. We're gonna get into it. We got a guy, Big Game James in the building. We got Jay Tuck in the building. It's your boy, your guy Nick's in the building. Jody Parrish says, "What's up, my guys? What's going on? Thank you for tuning in." Nelson's in the building. What's going on? As always, DC4L. Big bro from Derek Smith, man. Appreciate you from Lily's Catering. Boy, he blesses. But y'all saw my picture on my own personal page. That spread I had for Christmas. Man, the man responsible for it. Yeah, look how. Yeah, okay. Yeah, look how. We're gonna get into that too. What's going on? My piece Gibson's in the building. Woodard said, "What's going on, crew? What's going on? Appreciate you, Jesus. What is up, my brother? Anyway, man. Hey, it kind of. Wally Hashi with it. Nobody wants to play the boys in the playoffs.
Slow the brakes.
Yeah, we gonna get that
one day at a time.
Let me start right here, though. Let me start right here with you guys. Let me see what y'all think about this real quick. Overall, we can kind of break some of these things down as we get into it, as we always do. But overall, your thought process about the game, Yates. Big game. What'd you think, man?
I came into this game thinking, what do we have to do to win this game? Because I was concerned about their defensive front. I said, let's not be hard-headed and run Tony Pollard up the middle. If you're going to run him, let's soften that defense up with Ezekiel Elliott. And we had to get turnovers. That was my biggest thing in this game, like when we played them the first time. We got 4 turnovers in that game, and I said we had to get turnovers in this game from the defense really to win the game. And that's really what happened. Really good game. I'm not going to sit there and say, like, the defense was great, but it made plays when it needed to. Got turnovers when we need to. And that, I think that's the biggest thing that I'm excited about this whole season that I've seen is that we went into this season famished for turnovers. Famished. And I even think of the first few games of the season, we were not getting turnovers. The defense was not getting turnovers. Then when we finally won first couple games in the season, we got turnovers. And it seems like that's been the kind of the mantra. Whenever Dallas defense gets turnovers, we tend to win the game. And, that's what's standing out more to me than anything is we're winning the turnover battle. When you win the turnover battle in the game, most likely you win those games.
Yeah, 10 turnovers the past 3 weeks, and ironically, we've won 3 straight. We were talking about the pregame last night. Me and Jay Tuck, I told him, well, I said we need at least 2. I said I would like 3, but we needed at least 2, I think, for us to have a chance to win this game. Now, the third one at the very end of the game, great for Diggs or whatnot. The other 2 mattered a lot, though. They were in scoring range in the end zone. Even one might have been on a 4th and long, but it mattered a whole lot. But overall, though, Tuck, what'd you think overall in the game, man?
Yeah, and going back to what Big Game James said, granted the defense didn't play great, but what I liked the most about this defense is when things could have got spooky for us, they showed some resiliency and they fought back. Because after that Deshaun Jackson strike, I actually thought back like, oh, damn, here we go. I feel like when it comes to this Cowboys team, especially the defensive side of the ball, we never know what we're going to get. You never know if we're going to get this team that was versus Washington or whatnot. But they actually showed some resiliency. They fought back. And when it comes to the turnovers, like I said, going back to the Cincinnati game, I call that the slump buster game because they were actually flying around a lot that game. And when you fly around the defensive side of the ball, things tend to work in your favor. So you see that, Randy Gregory punching the ball out, different things like that, even from Reggie Robinson's standpoint on special teams, like they're getting active. They're starting to show some scrappiness to them. So that's what I like on the defensive side of the ball. And hats off to Sean Lee, man. I think Sean Lee played great. I'm stepping in for LVE, man, because I saw Sean Lee when we got down by 14. He was lighting the fire like hell.
On that sideline, that defensive coordinator.
Yeah, I'm not going out like that.
Future D coordinator.
But I got a little problem with that though.
Why?
A smidge, because he ain't gonna be here next year.
Well, he gonna be around.
No, we'll see.
He ain't gonna be here.
Well, I mean, if he decides he doesn't want to coach, I don't think he's going to be here. I don't think he's going to be here as a player next year, right?
I don't want him back as a player.
I understand that. I understand that, but we know he's going to come back as a coach. And at this stage of his career and where he's at, after those 14, right, we're down 14-3. Like, for me, I would like to see somebody else maybe say, hey, be that guy in the middle, because we can't count on Lee to be that guy going forward.
Right.
Now we'll see what he does on the coaching staff. He happens to stick around. I'm with you there, James. I know what you're putting down. I'm picking up what you're putting down for sure. But I'm just saying, once he elevates to that level, if he doesn't, he stays here. Man, we got to have that player that's going to be the guy in the middle. It can't be Lee. It's got to be somebody else. And we got to find that guy is all I'm saying. But hey,
I just don't think we got anybody that fits their personality.
Right. And from that point forward, right, and when he got them and he pulled those guys in, and shout out to Lee and what he means to this team, right? Even, he's not always physical enough to be on the field, right? But 14-3, this final score was what, 37-17?
17.
Mm-hmm. My goodness. The defense only gave up 3 points after that. Yeah, shout out to, and people wonder why we call him the General Lee. That's why we call him General Lee right there.
Yeah, you could be, because you need that. You need that spark plug, man. And then going to the offensive side of the ball, like I said, man, we finally unloaded the full clip. Now, granted, it was still with Andy Dalton, but the offensive line played solid, giving Andy Dalton protection. We saw Ezekiel Elliott break for 100 yards. He looked a lot better, even on one leg. Amari Cooper played great. CeeDee Lamb had big plays. Michael Gallup was cooking all day.
BJ, you're going to talk about that Gallup thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, like I said, we saw everything that we've been wanting all off season to finally be put into place with this three-headed monsters in the run game, and we finally saw it. And I mean, that little offensive coordinator that we spoke about last night did a pretty much decent job again for 3 weeks in a row. So
fire him. If old Andy Dalton didn't new arm a couple of throws, he might have thrown for 600 this game.
Right.
If he didn't shortchange a couple of them throws, right, he might have threw for 600.
Because I wanted that Cooper touchdown, man, because I really wanted to break the Eagles' spirit. Like, I wanted to break it, but luckily CD's touchdown really did it. And I was like, all right, there we go, man. I didn't want to close this game.
And Kellen Moore stuck it to me because I hate that dadgum reverse. And he stuck it to me. He's like, here.
Right. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. Let me say this. I just said this a second ago, man. And I know last night's show for 4 to 5 hours, we talked about it. But me and Mike McCarthy, we spoke after the game. We shook hands.
Okay, that's what I said. I was about to get on Tuck, and he said that we shook handshakes.
We cool. We shook hands because, like I said, what was critical for me when it was 4th and 1 and we were down by 4 points, I was like, here we go. He's going to go for it. We're going to get stopped and give him the ball right back. But he took the field goal. You know what I'm saying? He trusted the defense, and we continued the momentum. Yeah, play the long game, man. There's no need to play scared, you know what I'm saying? Like, play like, you know what I'm saying? Just play the long game. Just take the points and continue to fight this thing on out. So me and Mike McCarthy spoke after the game. We shook hands like, man, I apologize. He apologized for the Cleveland game. You know what I'm saying? And so we cool. We cool. For now. Yeah,
I'm gonna pick it over here because I know James wants to get into it. And I put the tweet out there. I'm like, y'all sure y'all still want to trade Gallup? Because the Gallup hive of moving Gallup and everything's out there. And I think where James was headed was the price just went up. I think it's kind of where you were headed.
Yeah, I mean, because see, look, like I try to tell y'all, people get emotional about these players, man. And I think the only player I've got emotional about is Dak. I can't front. I did a show a few weeks ago. I got emotional about it. Because I believe Dak is the guy for the team. I believe Dak is the one that can take us to the Super Bowl. I believe he's the only one can take us to the franchise.
And let me pivot on that. I don't think it's emotional. Let me tie emotions to even some football talk.
No, I ain't saying you.
Yeah, but some people want to call it emotional. But at the end of the day, this idea of throwing away a guy, look, I don't care where you want to rank him. He's a top 10 quarterback. I think for me, he's a top 8. I think you could argue top 6.
Right.
So the most important position on the field is quarterback.
Yeah.
When do teams just say, I don't want a top 10 quarterback no more? That's not emotional. That's smart football to me. That's smart football. Yes, pay him his money, get him in-house. He gets us over the hump. I don't think that's emotional at all, James, as far as I'm concerned.
I know what I'm saying is like with the Gallup thing. I had some people when I said it, people, oh yeah, see, you want to still get rid of Gallup, you still want not you, but Gallup is this guy. I ain't never said Gallup wasn't anything. I said Gallup was a dog. I wanted to draft Gallup, but guess what? If you're running an organization, you owe it to your organization. When we keep on talking about the Patriots and why we love them and this and that, what did they do? They would see guys getting ready for their contracts to come up, and they're like, they're going to want more money than we're going to pay. So we're going to get rid of you before that happens, and we're going to gain picks, and we're going to get something for this before this stuff comes up. And that's all I'm saying. Michael Gallup's contract comes up next year. He just had another big game. You think he's going to want number 2 money? You really think Michael Gallup going to want number 2 money? Oh, yeah, I'm cool. I'll play behind Cooper and take number 2 money. And CD Lamb is right there in the cut. No, he's going to want to get paid. You don't know how long you're going to play in this NFL, man. Okay? So you got to get your money now. And that price is going up. And I don't see Stephen Jones and them when he's going to want money. Stephen Jones paying that when you just paid Cooper. I don't see you paying that. And then you got CD Lamb in the cut. So if I'm thinking like that, I'm saying when that contract comes up, you know what? Who's out there? I'm not going to say I'm going to trade him, but let me see a defensive player that's really good, a safety or something. And then they say, hey, I got a safety I'm thinking about. I'll do a Gallup with you straight up. Are we going to say, no, I love Gallup so much I ain't going to do that trade? You're foolish if you do that. You're trying to get your team better because you can get a high draft. If somebody said, I'm going to give you a 2nd-round pick for Michael Gallup, you wouldn't take that pick and then flip it?
Well, now,
that's y'all. You can get a receiver in the draft. You saying Michael Gallup is so damn good that you can't replace him in the draft with a receiver?
You're speaking about
fooling yourselves if you say that.
You're speaking about languages on a different term. And what I get crucified for is, are the Knicks 5-point plan to fix the Cowboys? I'm saying keep Gallup because I don't think I got to pay him $20 million, and I can get up out of Amari's contract and get a pick. And I think I can roll.
But do you really think they're going to get rid of Amari when
no.
Gallup's contract has already came up and they signed?
I understand that. I absolutely understand that. I'm just saying from that standpoint, I'm looking at what can I do to make this team push it further. It's always about the team first. It's always about the star, no matter what, and how I feel. And, I just at this point, though, and where we are and how things have played out, let's be clear. I don't think they'll get rid of any of these wide receivers now because I think their idea is even if we can only have Gallup for 1 more year and they can't afford to pay him, we're going to put this product on the field next year with these guys that are coming back and unleash hell. The Team 40 burger that we talked about at some, which 37.
So you cool with losing him for nothing?
No, you'll get a comp pick. Hold on. Now, remember, you'll get a comp pick. But do you really think someone's lined up to give you a 2nd-round pick for him? No, you're going to get a comp pick.
You don't know that.
Fair. We don't. And if a 2nd-round pick comes around, then maybe they do that. However, you are probably going to look at the same pick that where he was taken, right? 3rd round. So you get a 3rd-round pick for him. So
I wouldn't do anything less than a 2 for him.
Agreed. I'm like, it has to be at least a 2 to get him. But here's the thing. Can I get a year of him or if the 2nd-round pick is a bottom of the 2nd round, I'm kosher. Let me get the year pick and I'll take the 3rd-round comp pick and be good.
Right.
But this is kind of
the year of being able to have Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, and Michael Gallup is a lot more valuable than any 2nd or 3rd round.
But we're still. I'm not going 3rd round. I said 2nd. But we're still moving the ball, right? Like if you let's say I know Gallup is explosive. You got CeeDee Lamb out there, and you got Amari Cooper, and if you threw a Noah Brown, if you drafted a nice good receiver, and you had a Noah Brown and a Cedric Wilson, you think this offense is going to fall off?
Not if you got Dak back there, because I think Dak's the guy.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. And Dak can overcome that.
Who's our offensive coordinator?
I'm saying, but you don't think Dak Prescott can't overcome those things because he's a franchise type guy now?
He can make it work.
And we still will have an explosive offense.
Right.
I feel like you can't just toss Noah Brown out there where Michael Gallup is.
No, I wouldn't put him as the guy, but CeeDee Lamb's going to move to your number 2 if you got rid of a Gallup. You feel bad about that?
No. No,
And then if you threw a Noah Brown or a Cedric Wilson and you draft a receiver as your third, you feel bad about that?
well, and again, and
you still got a Blake Jarwin and Dalton Schultz coming back.
And of course, and that was my point. We're moving on from Amari because I think I can put I can move. I'm good. I'm good with Sid Wilson being the third, Gallup the second, and CD the one. I think I can live with that.
CD can be the one, but Amari Cooper's nasty.
Yeah, no,
he's helped both of them their games up. Gallup didn't open up the game for CD and a Cooper. Cooper opened up the game for Gallup and CD Lamb.
Fair enough.
Right.
Yeah, no, fair enough. And apparently Noah Brown for 3 straight possessions last week. But neither here nor there.
You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I'm not the jump out there and let's get rid of people, but I am thinking if you're in an organization, you owe it to your organization to look at everything. That doesn't mean you get rid of a player, but you owe it to your organization to look at everything.
Right. And I think the point that we're all trying to make here when it comes to this is we know what we need on defense, right? We need help there. And we talked about this last night, right? We're losing about 7 to 8 key contributors on what this defense is next year, right, Tuck? So in order to get more leverage or whatever you can, you have to give up something maybe where you're a little long in. And at the end of the day, we're long at wide receivers, it appears, right? So there's something you can give up there to get something to help you on the back end of wherever this defense is. But I want to get too far ahead and talk about this offseason and what we're going to trade and everything. Because, man, we're here to celebrate the burial of the Philadelphia Eagles season.
Right.
Thank you and good night. You came, you saw, it's great. Good night. You know, the fumble, and I saw some Eagles fans said, oh, well, his knee was down. I said, y'all owe this from whenever we played up there, little home cooking, if you will, because y'all got that touchdown on defense because we had the ball and everything else. Man, to get back to me. So I'm kosher there, a little home cooking. And, man, just, you know, we've had some wins over this season, right? Man, was there a win to y'all that felt better than this one, though?
Nah.
I like beating them Niners last week. That's another hated team for me. So definitely love beating them Niners. I'm gonna keep it real.
Yeah.
Eagles, I'm gonna keep it. Honestly, I don't worry about no Eagles. Eagles ain't never been nothing to me. Like I ain't never respected no Eagles, but I damn sure don't like them Niners because there've been battles. Like there's a lot of history with them Niners, and I don't like losing to the Niners. So that was a big win for me, especially when that defensive coordinator, he's been the hot guy and he called a good game. He's been the hot guy and we still scored 40 points. I mean, obviously we got the, CD Lamb on the last one, but you still dropped 33 points on that defense. That was a top 5 defense, I believe. So that meant a lot to me right there. And then the dagger or the nail in the coffin, what we did today with the Eagles was like the icing on the cake.
I think for me, like the Eagles, right? They got off of Wentz, right? We dated Dak or Wentz, who's better. Well, here's the new hot guy, and they're trying to say, oh, he's the next Dak and everything. And look, a young man did his thing. I like Hurts. I like Hurts a lot. I've been on record on that. But be able to, Philly Nation feeling really good about having Hurts and everything else, and him coming in here with the season on the line and be able to beat them and put that season away. And unlike beating a Nick Mullins last week, to me, I like this one more. I always enjoy beating the Niners, right? I don't get it twisted. I'm with you, James. I enjoy beating the Niners. This one here, though, kept us alive for the playoffs.
So did the Niners.
Well, it did, but it ended Philly's season, and the new shiny toy for Philly at quarterback. Pump the brakes. He's still a rookie. We showed what time it was on him, know. And now, and as my tweet said, on the way out the door, though, Philly for the season, do us a solid. Make sure you beat Washington next week for us.
I don't know. That's why I hate having to rely on the team.
Yeah, that's the worst. But with this win, bro, it means a lot, especially me as a fan, because like I said, one of my most hated players in not only just all of sports, but it's Sean Jackson. And when he scored that touchdown and did that flip, like I turned up another notch in my living room. I was like, nah, F that. Like, I don't care. Like, I honestly, personally, I wanted someone to hit him after he did the flip and take the penalty. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the mindset I have. Like, I cannot stand Deshaun Jackson, man. But to see this team come out and compete and bury the Eagles, bro. And like I said, we hit them with the whole clip, man. It wasn't just a close win. We thought last night's gonna be maybe a field goal win.
31, right.
We broke their spirit, bro. And that's the most important thing. Like, even kind of in the fourth quarter, when Zeke kind of got rolling, I was like, nah, I want to keep giving the ball to Zeke. I would love to just give the ball to Zeke, 4 yards, 4 yards, 5 yards, first down, 4 yards, you know what I'm saying? And ride that whole momentum and see Zeke get in the end zone and really break these Eagles' spirit. But once CeeDee Lamb got in that end zone, bro, you can just feel it like they were just done, defeated. These Eagle fans on the show being big game James just went on, get quiet. They ain't got nothing to say. They hurt. Some Eagles fans is blaming Jalen Hurts, talking about going back to Wentz. I love it. So if we able to shut this stuff up, right, let them deal with all this noise in the offseason, just sign Dak Prescott early, we can really just focus on football, man, and get ready for 2021 while they have all this chaos. Because with them, they still don't know what their issue is, right? They don't know if it's Doug Peterson. They don't know if it's the quarterback. They don't know, what it really is. For us, we know what is really the problem with our season. Dak Prescott was out. Because I feel like if Dak was playing, man, we would have sewed up this division weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like right now we can really get into the driver's seat of this division, continue to win, take this momentum into the offseason. Like I said, I was using today's game and also last week's game. That's a playoff game. You're right. And this was kind of you seen these guys kind of arise in a playoff atmosphere. Like, hey, we lose this game, we go home. And the whole of the team under 20 points for the Dallas Cowboys defense. What the hell? You know what I'm saying? We haven't seen that all year, but they showed some tenacity. They showed some fight, man. We hit them with all cylinders, special teams, offense, defense, offensive line played great. Randy Gregory played great, man. So I'm taking this win any day of the week.
Yeah. And the big thing is, now you've won 3 straight, right? You've won 3 straight now. And even if you win next week and you don't make the playoffs, that's
right.
Straight wins. And that's where these young guys will really get out here and do things, and this stuff matters. Even these backups, right, that have gotten all this playing time during this year. Well, guess what? That's our depth for next year. And those matter.
Because you can even see it, BJ. You can see how Diggs is playing now. He's playing like more like a veteran right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when he gave up that play to Alshon Jeffrey, he was like, damn, I should have had that. So Diggs is playing a lot more solid. All those kind of mistakes that we saw with Diggs earlier in the season when he was still kind of, wet behind the ears, I feel like right now he's pretty much solidified himself, and he knows, like, I'm pretty much the best one back here in the secondary, and I'm the top dog. And you can kind of see that with Diggs emerging. That's important, man.
Right. And and here's the other thing too, right? Diggs missed how many games? 3, 4?
Yeah, I think four games.
3 or 4? All right.
Yeah.
He's the first cornerback to have 3 interceptions in a season since who?
Terrence Newman?
No, sir.
Mike Jenkins?
No, sir. The last big free agent signing we've had.
Anthony Henry?
Brandon Carr.
Brandon Carr. Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Brandon Carr, his first year, he did get like 5 picks, didn't he?
Yeah, first one to have 3 interceptions in the season since Brandon Carr. But here's the thing, and backdooring what you're saying about that is the confidence, what's happening, and doing those things, man. That's really going to matter, moving forward. I mean, all this stuff matters right now. Keeper chimed in with the question. I mean, I think for me, this is a slam dunk. I mean, Wentz is on his way out. I mean, hey, Goff got into a Super Bowl, whatever. He actually played in the Super Bowl, right? Unlike Carson, who bowed out before the playoffs, right? And I mean, they competitive. They lost to Seattle today, so they're not going to win the division. But I think hands down, yeah. I mean, out of those 3 guys, I'm paying Dak. I mean, it's just right. I mean, I don't think that's not even a Cowboys bias kind of thing. I think at this point, I think you can look at their careers across the board. If you got to pay one of those guys, it's Dak. Because Jared Goff was basically a bust until McVay came. Yeah, McVay came, and then things kind of changed for him, right? So, yeah, I mean, no, I'm in there. I'm all the way in there. It's about buying at this point. While it's good, key. And wait, and when you talk about buying at this point, J Tuck, we're talking about buying at this point, J Tuck. Is that the offensive coordinator, or is that the defensive coordinator, or is that your head coach?
It's all 3, man. It's all 3. It's all 3. But yeah, it's buying into Mike McCarthy. So maybe, like I said on my channel a second ago, Cowboys Nation, listen. Next year, when we're able to get back in the AT&T Stadium, we need to make the watermelon smashing our thing at the tailgate, like that, because something with that is like the new identity. And he said that he did it before this game, and for something to trigger something with this Cowboys team. So like how the Bills Mafia has their slamming through tables and stuff. When we get back out there next year, man, let's line these watermelons up, start smashing, and that's going to be our new identity. But I feel like the Cowboys have rallied behind that when it comes to Mike McCarthy. So like I said, we shook hands, we chopped it up after the game. And I said, we're cool. You know what I'm saying? Just don't cost us any, do any of the dumb stuff. But I feel like for the most part, this team has been rallying because they could have quit a long time ago. And that's my biggest concern. I thought we quit. We coming out just looking lethargic, no effort, no fight. But to see Ezekiel Elliott even coming back with the calf injury, to see, even Antoine Woods, he was out. He was kind of hurt that he wasn't going to be able to play.
Right.
To see the fire that Sean Lee kind of lit on the sideline, these players really do care about winning. So maybe that's the ideology that Mike McCarthy has set with his team earlier back in the training camp. Maybe it's fighting for Dak. Maybe, I think there's a lot of different reasons, but this team's continuing to compete, and you see what it's starting to translate into. So I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was excited about this defense because you had LVE out, you had Antoine Woods out, and you had Xavier Woods out. And I was a little bit concerned about that. Not saying, those guys are great, but definitely with Antoine Woods being out, I was definitely concerned about that with them running up the middle on us. LVE, that's a linebacker that would be missed. And we all know that Sean Lee is not that guy that he was years ago. So it was concerning to me. So to see that the team held Hurts to the 17 points when they know we have problems with running quarterbacks. That's been our big problem this whole year, running quarterbacks. And to see those top guys that have been staples all year as far as the defense goes, those guys be out and the defense still play the way it did. That's another thing where you get excited about because you had guys out and those other guys stepped right in and played really good football. And Randy Gregory, I see why they kept him. I already knew, but you see why they kept him for all them damn years.
I do. I've been.
Let's get a whole damn year of Randy Gregory. That dude's getting about 12, 13 sacks, man.
Right. He's that guy we talked about last night. He can just come out, eat a few hot dogs, and just hop on the field and play football.
He don't got to practice. He's a natural. He don't got to practice. He can just get out the bed and get sacks.
Right.
And that's why I've been the biggest campaigner. Look, you can feel however you want to feel when it comes to extracurricular ways of treating yourself or for mental illness and stuff like that. For me personally, and I'll take my time here just by pissing people off, and that's fine. I'll take that. I have a brother who has dealt with a lot of different things, and he was on medication. What worked for him? Weed. And that's why I've always campaigned for Randy Gregory, because at the end of the day, marijuana was a way for him to treat himself and things that he went through. It wasn't him out here looking for a good time on a party. I'm not trying to throw David underneath the bus here or nothing, but it was a different set of circumstances and whatnot. And he stayed with it and worked with it. He was always wanting to be on the field and do this because I think football mattered to him. Remember, this is the same guy who was working at Amazon warehouse.
And he was cool with it.
And he was cool with it. But on top of that, he was working his way back into coming here and play. That's why I've always campaigned for him. I know a lot of people was always like, man, get him out of here. Doesn't need no more. But days like this is why I know this is why you stick with him. He's not going to kill your cap. He's going to bring something to the table. Right. And you said it perfectly, when we talked about last night. Hey, he just woke up. You know what? I'm going to eat these 2 hot dogs. I'm going to come out and 3 forced fumbles today. Right. Couple of sacks. Walk out here and do those things. And, that's why you keep what old Jerry say? He's an ugly baby.
Ugly baby.
But he's our baby.
He's our baby. He's our baby.
Right. But he's our baby. And as much as he now I guess, Tuck, I do have to bring this back up because we kind of talked about this a little bit with Law last night, too. Well, this defense keeps doing things.
No. Defense wasn't even great, though, fellas. They still And my point last night was it was
it's not us, James. It's the owner. You know how the owner thinks, bro. If he comes out and Mike Nolan holds the Giants, let's say the Giants are 17 points, gets a few turnovers, we win a ball game, then we play a playoff game.
And then that's why we're gonna and that's why we always and I'll sing that song again. All around the world, the same song. That's just gonna let me know they ain't trying to do nothing because that's the problem. We get that fool's gold. It's even with our fans. Let's keep it real. Now everybody in Dallas land, now we're gonna go to the playoffs and win a playoff game. We're gonna do this that's what we do that overreaction, man. Calm down. We beat the Eagles, we put them out their misery. Great. We still got another week and Jerry, if you sit there and say, well, you just said 2 weeks ago you was mad as hell at the defensive staff. Now, can I hit that black bag? And now all of a sudden, if you come back and bring a Mike Nolan back, I'm gonna be pissed because this fool's gold, dog. It's fool's gold because teams are still moving the ball on us. Yep. Teams are still running on us. Teams are still throwing on us. You feel me? But guess what? Philadelphia ain't that good either. That's why we may have beat them because they're not a great team either.
Well, James, we want to see what Mike can do and give him a full off season and, get some of these you guys into our ball club and have a free season.
It's always going to be the same. If I see that, that's going to let me – because, see, guess what? Remember them Tennessee Titans? Remember they had Mike Mularkey as their coach? They went to the playoffs. What happened? They lost. He got fired. Right? He just took them to the playoffs.
Right.
And what did they do? We don't care. We're not getting gassed by that fool's gold. Fired. Right. That's what they still need to do. That's what we're going to let me know you're serious. If you bring them along and say, oh, y'all was improvement, let me give you another chance. See, you ain't serious.
Mm-hmm. And again, and like I said, line them up. Bengals, and we know everyone that was hurt and who was missing. And they ran the ball. If it wasn't for the bump fumbles and different things happened, right? They kept
moved the ball on our defense at will.
Right.
See, and then, the Niners had almost 500 yards.
Yeah, Nick Mullins, right? Now this team, a little bit different scenario, what's going on, but here's the other side of that. We haven't been able to beat a mobile quarterback yet this year, and all of a sudden they can look at it and say, oh, see, look, there's a mobile quarterback. They put it together. Which was exactly my point last time. Let's make sure we treat him like a rookie, and I think they did that.
They weren't in the beginning.
Oh, no, not the first. Yeah, the 14-3.
He was trying to cook.
Yeah, 1 point forward. But, again, even with that being said, James, we know, look, and we had these talks already. They're not going to fire him. They're going to reassign him and move up Edwards.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm with you. I'm a Ribbon Band-Aid guy. I'm going to keep saying it. Man,
right.
Fire him. Even if it is going to be Edwards that's going to get the move up, get Nolan out of here. Just fine. It's fine. Yeah. But we have to wait and see how next week plays out. And, you win a playoff game, the defense shows up kind of good. It's going to get a little, I can already see from the top down how this thing works. It can get a little murky. And, man, we're going to have some great conversation.
Let me say this, though. The NFL and a lot of NFL fans have been talking about the NFC least and how we were an embarrassment. And look at the final week of football. Who is about to keep their lights on? You have a marquee matchup of the Dallas Cowboys playing for a playoff spot, playing against their old coach, Jason Garrett. Like that.
In New York.
Like, yeah.
That'll be like 2 years ago with Dak. It was a meaningless game, and we won that. I was
right. If I'm Jerry Jones and the Cowboys, the NFL try to flex our game with Sunday night, I'm like, nah, bro, y'all can keep it. Nah. I remember how y'all did us with the 49ers game, but it's funny to see all that talk about the NFC East. Here we are keeping the lights on, man. The most exciting, besides the Eagles. So we'll see, man.
Let me grab some of these real quick. Wiley checking in saying Big Game James is preaching a whole sermon out here.
I think I got my service shirt on today.
You might. It is Sunday. It is Sunday.
Hi. Well,
hi. Still got to go.
I just want to say one thing. I knew Von Lombardi was going to come with that weak ass excuse, and you still here. I still beat you. I'm gonna tell you. I still beat you in fantasy. I don't care what you did. You still got beat.
Draft Time Chicken says Cheeto's been here for 4 years, hasn't become the corner we thought. It's time to let him go. I'm going to disagree. I think you're going to be able to get him for a reason.
He's going to come back.
Yeah, right. And I think I think J. Lou's gone. I think Woods is gone. I think you keep Cheeto around on a cheap 1 or 2 year deal because, again, as we talked about last night, bro, there's a lot of players going to leave this defense 7-8 easy, right? Dorrance Armstrong, Crawford, Lee, Woods, Jordan Lewis. I did look at Darren Thompson. Antoine Woods, we got to look and see what's going to happen with him, right? Because he was on the 1 year tender deal from the restricted free agency.
They need to bring him back. They need to bring him back.
Woods, I'm bringing two back. I'm bringing back Antoine Woods and I'm bringing back Cheeto. But, again, we got to wait and see how that thing kind of plays out. But with that being said, now I'll tell you something I didn't like within the game.
Okay.
We got the 30 points. Right? And boy, that offensive coordinator went to a damn shell. Boy, he went into a shell. But we got them 30 points and we was rolling and man, CD here and Michael Gallup over there and things were happening. And then, boy, we went. Boy, there was some 3 and outs, and what are we calling here? I'm like, no, I'm not going.
But Andy Dalton wasn't.
Yeah,
We can.
I
Here's
wanted to do it.
Here's my thing. I feel what you're saying about that, but Andy Dalton, even though he played a good game, he still be getting scary. He can see a little bit of that pass rush, dog. He gets scary as hell. So we can't. And when you watched that all 22 as well, BJ. When we've been blaming Kellen, we've seen it. We've seen Andy Dalton missing wide open people. People are open. So when we say, man, Kellen Moore sucks, well, damn, didn't Andy Dalton miss Amari Cooper on a wide open shot, or didn't he miss CeeDee Lamb right here? The quarterback missing throws too. So before we always crucifying Kellen Moore, we got to see is the quarterback making plays too.
Feel that, but here's my point. And here's why I'm saying it, because I do watch the all 22. That's why I didn't crucify him when we had to kick the field goal inside the 5, because he caught up a great play. Man, I can't believe that Amari Cooper dropped that ball. I mean, 9 times out of 10, he catches that. And that's really 6. I'm not even mad at that. I wasn't mad about that play call whatsoever.
I wasn't mad at that 4th and 1. You should have quarterback sneaked that crap.
Oh, well. Now we've already talked about them quarterback sneaks, damn it.
What's wrong with a quarterback sneak on an inch line?
That's your OC now. But hey,
again, that was a dumb call.
A dumb call there. But again, what I'm saying is how open and things they were calling to get to 30 points. There was a good little run there all of a sudden where he went into the shell play calling. I'm not even talking about the players and whatever. It turned into 1-2 runs. All right, try to get this ball out here to show, this over here, throw it out the show, see if we can break. It turned into, we're going to just keep everything. We were expanding the offense. We got to 30 points, and then he played like not to lose all of a sudden. Great, that works against why it works against this team today. And it's just one of those things that I saw. I was like, okay, you got to 30 points. Keep your foot on the gas. Don't be scared. It's been working the whole game. I know you're trying to take time off the clock, but in the game of the game, right? You're trying to kill the clock because you know how much you're up and whatnot. And they believe in the defense. I don't believe in the defense without getting turnovers. I'm like, keep doing these things and keep moving forward. I just didn't like. I'm not here to crucify him, but you can. What I'm saying is, you can easily see once we get to 30 points for the rest of the game, for the most part, you saw his play calling change for no reason, in my opinion.
But I agree with Big Game James, because it's Andy Dalton. Like I knew he was going to give them something. You know, I knew it was either going to be a strip fumble or an interception. He threw it right on time. And that's the thing. Like I was screaming, like, bro, just get the ball to Zeke and Pollard. Let's get the hell up out of here. Right. But I knew, because it was like, it was one of those games. It was like we were up and you kind of felt comfortable, but something didn't feel right because that 13. Like I feel like, it could be an interception, then they score a point. And then, and I was like, nah, I just don't feel right with Andy Dalton back then. Now, if it's Dak, you just air him out, but not with Andy Dalton. So I was like, get the run game popping. And that's what frustrated me, is like Zeke was getting this momentum, and then we took it away from him and went back to Andy Dalton. I was like, nah, man, let's just get outside. I understand why Kellen kind of tightened up a little bit, because he was trying to get that clock, because there was still a lot of time left in that ball.
We had 30 points, and it was 8 minutes left in the game. Dog. So did you really want to put a game in Andy Dalton's head throwing the ball everywhere? I don't.
Yeah. But I was like, but you
Zeke was cooking though.
But you had already put the ball in his hands, throwing the ball everywhere, and you've been winning with it.
I feel what you're saying. That was early when you needed. Now you got to kind of slow this down a little bit, because I feel you. But Andy Dalton, I don't trust you, dog, because I know as good as you can throw a good couple passes and a touchdown, you bad enough to throw 2 interceptions running back for touchdowns, and then they right back in the game. I don't trust Andy. I'm sorry. So in that aspect with Kellen Moore, I ain't saying I'm feeling you. Pedal to the metal. If you got a Dak Prescott, you got Andy Dalton. Let's slow this down a little bit. And Zeke is cooking. Let's go ahead and keep on feeding. Zeke getting up feeding. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and feed you a little more, because I don't trust you, Andy Dalton. Because as soon as they got a little bit of pass rush when Fletcher Cox wasn't in the game, what was he doing? Shell shock.
Yeah, tightening up and
tightening up.
Like,
running. Andy Dalton running away from the pass rush and throwing the ball. I don't want to see that.
He'll stare down the ring, because he stared down CeeDee Lamb's ass that whole
one interception he threw to CD. The one interception he underthrew, that was a touchdown.
It was the same thing.
A touchdown. He underthrew it.
He could have easily he could have had 5. I joked about almost 6, but no lie.
He could have had 500 for real.
He could have had 500 for real if he didn't underthrow a couple of passes in this game.
Right. You can't trust that, man. If it was Dak, we probably would have hung 50 on their head.
Hey.
So
y'all gotta listen to that Public Enemy song back in the day. Can't trust it.
Right.
No.
Can't trust it.
Can't trust that.
Well, you got to trust what you got, man. It got you to 30 points. Thank goodness, all I'm saying. But, look, special teams, no complaints today from special teams.
I love our punter.
Right? The punter's
Love
great.
Punter. Sign him up. Multi-year deal.
Yeah. We already know Chris Jones. Goodbye. Appreciate it.
Right.
Punisher at one point in time, you're gone. Old Greg, he was pipes on his 33, 33 today or something like that is what they were talking about. Yeah. He was pipes all day today. Great coverage. Almost got we had a Reggie Robinson. Had a Reggie Robinson.
Yeah.
The little
your boy played too. Rondell Carter. He had Tristan Hill's old number when he got his shook daddy ankles broke.
Yeah. And CJ Goodwin, boy, that foot was just about 4 inches inside.
Right.
Good to see old 41 out there getting mixed up and whatnot. And again, it's one of those things that we talked about last week on the post game and during the week, right? Look, Reggie, it was special teams, whatever, but you got to see the young guy be involved in a game that matters and make a play. And those matter moving forward with that experience and what we're going to do and carry this thing over, no matter how far we go this season. At 2-7, we said no way we're playing meaningful football at the end of December or end of January. And guess what, guys? Come week 17, after what they were able to do today, guys, and what they've been able to do the past 2 weeks, man, tip the cap to these guys and your coaching staff, all of them, to get us to this point.
Right. I mean, think about it, y'all. If we win against the Giants, man, we 1 win away from what we was last year. Like, that's crazy to me. With all what we've been through this season, I didn't think we were ever going to get to this point. But like I said, it's really just about this team coming together and digging deep, man, and finding a way to continue to fight. And you saw it. But like I said, that Cincinnati game was important. Like I said, it was like a slump buster game, man. And I feel like once they were able to create a few turnovers, fly around a little bit, make some things happen, it was like, all right, well, maybe we can do this a little bit,
Right.
So, because I thought the Minnesota game was going to be that. Then we came out and got dog walked right after. But you want to be able to build off that momentum from game to game. And like I said, we've seen stranger things happen in the NFL, man. Like a lot of strange things is going on right now. So maybe get some momentum. Maybe we get to the playoffs and get 1 win. Who knows? But I like to end the season on a positive note. Yeah. And I feel like if we do beat the Giants, man, that's a great note to end the season. But even if Washington beats Philly or whatnot, we get knocked out. To be able to end the game on a win streak, knowing what all we've been through, that's a win-win. And then we'll figure everything else out in the offseason.
Hey, all I'm going to say is this. Snack Harrison got released. He asked for his release. Why don't you go after him still?
Right.
I mean, do you bring him in for one game? Does it matter?
Why not? Because, I mean, if there's a way that you could get him on the roster, and Twaka's out for the rest of the year.
Right.
Twaka's out for the rest of the year, and he just asked for his release. Why wouldn't you go after Snacks Harrison if you could do it?
But, I mean, you're talking about 1 game. Possibly. I mean, you could be more.
I don't care. If you can say, if I can do it, I'm doing it.
Well, to me, it would make sense if he's a long-term plan here and we have a clear-cut idea. Like, hey, look, we want to get you in here and get you on a 2-year deal.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, I'm okay. Well, again, that's where I'm at. I'm not here for the sign you for the rest of the year.
Right.
1 or 2. Right. If we're going to bring him in, I'm okay with bringing him in. But don't tell me it's just for whatever happens the rest of the season. Like, you're in the fold the rest of the way. So let's go ahead and get you on a 2-year deal. So I know I got you next season. I got you for the rest of this year. And I know I got you in-house for next season. And that's going to help me shape my draft to my draft board or whatever it is I need to do moving forward. I don't want to hear it about, well, we're going to sign him for 1 game and maybe a couple of playoff games or whatever. Let's do it. I'm with you, James. I'm not against it because you have to go out here and add talent on all 3 ways and 3 levels that you can do it. Sure, you want to put Snacks in for a 2-year deal, and that's going to count whatever happens this year and next year. I'm all for it. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
That's that fat nasty we talked about.
And he's not a Poe. He's a nasty guy, and it's crazy that Seattle got him on the squad and never did anything with him. You understand what I'm saying? That's wild to me.
Well, the word was he had to play himself in the shape, though.
Right.
That's understandable. That's understandable.
He showed up out of shape. It's about 4 weeks to get into shape. He showed up and played a little bit. He wasn't in the cuts that he thought he deserved, and now he wanted up out of there. And look, those things happen. It is what it is, right? And COVID and everything that's happened this year. Hey, man, we saw players on our own team and around the league that came in once we got here that wasn't in shape. So, I mean, that's just some of those things that happened within this season. You
signed McCoy. He was 32 going on 33, and Snacks is around that same age, and you gave him a 2 or 3 deal. So why wouldn't you give a Snacks Harrison? And he's in Dallas. He's affordable. You can afford a Snacks Harrison.
Yes.
Go ahead and do like a 1 or 2 year deal and still get you a defensive tackle that you can groom at the 1 tech in the later round.
Look, and he doesn't have the pre-existing issue that McCoy had because that was worked into his contract. I think people don't understand that was the reason that McCoy got cut was because his pre-existing issue was in his contract. Like they knew about it. You know,
check this out. If everybody's talking about, let's say this happened in the draft. Let's say you got Snacks Harrison play and you got him on a 2-year deal, and everybody's talking about Marvin Wilson from Florida State. What if he fell in your lap in the 3rd or 4th round draft pick? You got a Snacks Harrison. You feel good right now, right? You like, okay, now I got Snacks. I got a 1 tech. I still got Woods if you brought him back. You got Tristan Hill coming back. Gallimore was looking good. He had a great pass rush today where he almost had a would-be sack. He's still continuing to prove he's still green under the ears. You feel better. I feel better about myself if I had a Harrison right now on a couple-year deal, and then you got one of those guys later in the draft, because we've already talked about it, and it's already been talked about in this draft. This is not one of them drafts where them defensive tackles you have to jump out there in the first round and get. You can get some of them guys in the later round. So I love to get a veteran, because what have they been talking about? When Sky had that interview with Darius Butler, the main thing when I was listening to Butler was he was like, it's good to have them young players, but you gotta have some veteran leadership in that building. You gotta have some veteran leadership. And Snacks Harrison, he's a guy that's been there and done it, and I think he would command instant respect more than a Dontario Poe would.
Right. Well, you know, and that's the thing, you know, that we talked about last night, and we was getting into the draft talk a little bit and whatnot. You know, unfortunately for what we need, you know, picking in the first round, especially in the top, say, 12 in the first round, isn't really going to be something that can come in and fix this defense, which I'm going to jump in this comment section here. And I'm going to tell you now, guys, if this thing plays out and we're picking 9th, 8th, you know, somewhere around in there, I'm all the way in on this. I'm all the way in. I'm a Pitts guy. And Draft Time said, who is tied in 1 next year, Jarwin Schultz or maybe Pitts? Look, I'm telling you now, if I'm stuck at 8 and I can't trade out, and you're telling me it's Surtain or Pitts, I'm taking Pitts.
Well, let me ask you this. So now I think the 8 and 9's out the window pretty much, ain't it?
We're going to be in that middle.
We got to wait and see how everybody plays this week, and things can change. I don't know. I haven't really to see where we're at. But again, let me circle 10. How about that? Let's say no matter what, let's just say we lose and
let's say 12.
Okay,
12.
Yeah, 12 is a good one.
Let's circle 12. Let's circle 12. Right. And if Pitts is on the board at 12, is there going to be a defensive guy there at 12 that you would be willing to take over Pitts? And I don't know if Pitts makes it to 12, to be honest with you. But would you, if somebody that you would take, who would be there?
The only one that I would say if he's available is that Farley kid from Vitek. Now, if he's available and you got a Pitts, I'm gonna take Farley. I'm gonna take that corner because he has the size, he has the length, and you compare him with Diggs, and now you got starting corners for your future. Whereas I feel you with Pitts. I told you I've been wanting speed at that tight end position, even when you got Schultz and Jarwin. But if I got Farley there and I got Pitts, I'm going to say, well, I got Jarwin. Schultz has stepped up. Then I could get maybe a tight end later on and see. But if I got Farley there, I can't take a Pitts over a Farley, dog. I can't do that one.
I mean, and look, and I'm a Farley over a certain guy for sure. You know, and Jay Tuck and I respect everything you said, like him not playing for the year and everything. It matters. I don't say that it doesn't matter. I do agree with that. But I think off that, I'm taking Farley over Surtain. But, you know, I go back to what's the one Achilles heel for this great offense is the red zone. What's the best way to cure the red zone? A tight end presence. Now, Jarwin might come in and fix that. Here's the thing. I love everything that Schultz has done this year. You know what Schultz hasn't done? Been a red zone presence for us at all. So I can't really rely on that. But maybe Jarwin comes in and does that. You know, but I'm with you. You know, Farley versus Pitts at 12.
I think now, since we're talking about 12 and up pretty much for the Cowboys, it's going to come down to one of those 3 corners. I feel like I don't see Pitts dropping that far now. I know last night we were kind of within that range, but I feel like at 12 it would be a stretch. So I feel like it's going to come down to either Surtain, Farley, or Horn. I think Parsons will probably be out the window at that point too as well. And so it's probably going to just come down to one of those 3 corners. Like I said, it's really going to come down to how they tested the combine as well. Like I said, if Farley comes out and he runs a 4.2 or 4.3, you know, it's gonna be a sexy pick, and he'll probably go first. So that might leave us with like Horn or also Surtain or whatnot. Like I said, I'm still
Horn's definitely a guy that we
JC Horn.
Yeah.
Horn's definitely a guy you got to start talking about it as well. Would you? Let me ask you this: if Farley's sitting there at 9 or 10, you got an idea that somebody might going to go get him. Are you willing to move up to go get Farley from 12 to say 9?
That's gonna be tough because he missed a whole year because he opted out. You know what I'm saying? I think only way I would move up, he had to have one of them phenomenal combines like your boy Henderson did from Jacksonville.
Right.
When he increased his from Florida. When Henderson ran that 40, it would kind of just cemented him. I think that's the only way I would kind of maybe think about moving up if he had one of them ridiculous combines and you already seen the tape. Right. And you've seen the measurables, that's too hard to pass up, dog, because if you got a Diggs and a Farley you compare, that changes things. And you still got Wilson now as your strong.
Right.
You're feeling better. You know what I'm saying? You're feeling real better where you headed. And you can, like you said, if you could get a Cheeto on the cheap, you got a Farley, you don't feel bad about that?
Yeah, I do for sure.
I feel great.
Like I was saying, like I would like to get Asante Samuel Jr. at that nickel position. Goodbye, Jay Lewis. Bring in Asante Samuel. Resign Cheeto. Have him with Diggs. I think that's solid. So you might not have to
want Cheeto be my starting corner.
You over Cheeto. I like Cheeto. I'm just not
him.
Brown.
I just feel like
I'm anti-Anthony Brown, but
I would just say cut Anthony Brown. I know he got a couple picks, but they ain't gonna do it. But what does Anthony Brown value really bring? I know he got a couple picks, but them was just bad passes.
He got an interception in the end zone today, Dadgummit, James.
That was a badass pass, and you know it.
It was a 4th and 15. I gotta throw it.
I mean, like I'm not giving Anthony props on that. You know what I'm saying? You can still cut him, and you be okay. Feel me? Like if you cut Anthony Brown and kept a J. Lou, would you be mad?
No, but they have to sign J. Lou, and I don't think J. Lou's going to sign him.
J. Lou ain't going to cost a lot of money.
Yeah, but I think he wants the opportunity to play on the outside and not in the slot.
That's true, but what's he really going to get on the outside with this year he had?
No, but I mean, again, we have to wait and see. There's going to be a lot of these players.
J. Lou ain't going to command no kind of money on the market.
Right, but he might sacrifice money just to get an opportunity to play outside, though, and that's what I'm looking at because he can take a short.
He ain't no starter outside nowhere. Yeah. He's not starting nobody in the league right now.
We'll see what people pay, what people think about it. I'm with you. I'm saying, but we got to wait and see. It only takes one GM to believe it. That's all it takes, and then you move on.
You guys really believe on that one, then.
Fair enough, but hey, do you think this will be a weak draft?
I don't think it's a weak draft. I just don't think it's them drafts where you're like, ooh,
right?
They're them guys. And I think the COVID did that because, as we said, if you didn't have COVID, you wouldn't have had all them people opting out, right? Farley would have played. Half these top players would have played if there was no COVID. So that's why I think it's not a weak draft, but I think it's a hard draft to gauge because of COVID. And that's why it makes this draft real kind of iffy.
Which goes back to what I was preaching all offseason about this first round pick. We could have got rid of it, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh, you talking about trading out?
Yeah, I said we could have traded this first round pick this year because I said it's going to be a lot of stuff up in the air when it comes to this season. I mean, back then we didn't even know we were going to have a college football season to begin with. And some of these Big Ten teams play 5 games. You know, even if you opt out, you've been training your ass off with pro scouts. It's not the same as actually playing the game of football. You know what I'm saying? So it's really kind of hard to judge, and you really is going to be basing it off of what somebody did last year, pretty much. You know, so it's going to be a lot up in the air. Like I said, I mean, there's really no exciting pick. Cowboys fan, don't expect to have the same excitement you had from last year's draft this year. It's going to be kind of like, ooh, who do we get? Okay, is he cool? All right,
yeah. I mean, you have to be a supreme draft head. To understand and get behind it because it's going to be the flash. Look, you know about the 2 quarterbacks, they're going to put like the Trey Lances of the world and some guys up that board, right? Quarterback wise, because it's a quarterback driven league. You're going to know about the couple of offensive tackles, right? You're going to hear about Parsons, right, from LBU, Chase, right, coming up out of LSU, Pitts, different things like that. But again, it's just certain guys. There's no way this Surtain's a top 10 pick last year, right? There's no way. It's just not. And
Right.
me, and with those kind of guys that we're kind of talking about going into the top 10, I think this draft is weaker on paper
Right.
than what it was last year. But that doesn't mean that you won't have more players out of this draft come 3 years from now. And that's the thing about this draft,
Right.
about any of these drafts.
Right.
But what it looks like on paper that day and how you kind of feel about the prospects or whatever, you got to give it a little bit of time to really figure. But yeah, I will say on paper, this draft is weaker than last year. Yes.
Right. You think about last year, there was a lot of toys in that draft, man. From Chase Young to CeeDee Lamb to Judy to Ruggs to Jefferson. Like there was a lot.
Brown.
Yeah. I mean, there was
tackles.
toys.
You feel
There
me?
was toys everywhere. Here it's like, you looking at like a Christian
I
Babe
think
or
it's more
somebody, just like,
Tuck, I think it's more like offensive to me, not like it was. It seemed like it was more defensive last year.
Yeah.
This year it seems more offense. Like there's a hellified gang of receivers.
Right.
I mean, gang. The offensive line picks were good last year, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Offensive line is pretty deep.
O-line was deep in the draft last year. O-line was deep in the draft.
When it comes to this draft, man, there's no defensive guy. I'm just like foaming at the mouth. Like, we gotta have him do whatever it takes. Like I said, this was last year, bro. I'm like, what do we gotta do to get Chase Young? You know what I'm saying? I don't care, you know what I'm saying? But if you were to get a Russo from Miami, you're like, okay, it's cool.
You ain't jumping and screaming like, oh,
right, yeah. Like I said, bro, we're gonna be at the draft, man. As soon as we make our pick,
we're gonna be at that draft.
I'm like, all right, James, what we get into now? Can we go?
We kicking it. We gonna be at that draft. Me and Jay Tuck gonna be at that draft.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, let's roll out, bro. We got JC Horn. Okay, cool.
Roll out.
I'm out, man.
Time to get some drink.
But here's the thing. And that's why for me, I'm gonna double down on certain things when it comes to this draft because we have a lot of extra the compensatory picks, right? One of extra 30.
You got what? 3 extra compensatory picks, right?
Right. Yeah. 3. And for me, I'm just like, look, go for it. I think you can go get a Quentin Williams from the Jets. I think you can.
That's always been my move.
I would love to get him, but once again, we got to think like Stephen Jones thinks.
I understand that. He's been willing to trade. He's been more willing to trade than sign. I will say that, right? Because he traded for Amari, he traded for Quinn, he tried to trade for Minka, he tried to trade 2 different times for Jamal. So he's a little bit more willing to trade than go sign a guy. So yeah, if I can flip, look, I'll be honest with you. I like third, but Quentin Williams on a rookie deal.
Second, he had it.
Into a second.
I'll bang a second for Quentin Williams right now.
Right. Honestly, if we had 11, 12, 13, 14,
don't
you had that first.
Don't you do it?
You can have that first.
You
can really have that first.
You got it.
Let's say if we drafting at 14 or 15, bro. I was gonna give up that 8 last night for Quentin Williams.
So BJ, you're saying, you crazy? A 14th for Quentin Williams. That's crazy.
I'm talking. Yes.
No, it's not.
For me, it is. Look,
why?
Because we're trading on potential because he has.
That's not potential. He's done it.
That's production.
He's already done it. And he's young. He's not. That's not potential.
How many All Pros? How many Pro Bowls? What is he done?
No, don't do that because he's been injured.
Right.
Okay.
This is for a full healthy year, and he's young. And what has he been doing?
He's been injured. There's
right.
To get rid of
BJ, 14th pick or a young 21-year-old Quentin Williams. You don't know what you're getting at that 14th pick. There ain't no defensive player better than Quentin Williams right now at 14.
If you're telling me 14 for Fairley or Quentin, I'm taking Fairley.
You built the defense from inside out.
I do agree. I don't disagree with that.
The game is won in the trenches.
Bro, if you tell me I can trade that 14th pick, right? Trade that 14th pick. Go ahead, get Quentin Williams, and then the second round, turn around, and get me Asante Samuel Jr. or possibly Patrick Surtain.
I'm doing it.
Are we playing
pressing the button so damn quick?
Are we playing a 4-3 or 3-4? What do we think we're playing next year?
We're gonna play a 4-3. They ain't moving no 3-4.
They're gonna move it. They're gonna get rid of this multiple idea. We're going back.
They ain't gonna move no 3-4 because you got to fully commit to it. And I don't believe them.
Okay.
I don't believe they'll fully commit to it. So, and I feel like Jerry Jones, we already talked about this, BJ, and I'm sure y'all probably talked about it too. You mentioned the George Edwards thing. He's been sitting in the cut, ain't said nothing. Been sitting over there in the cut in his chair, just chilling, smoking a little black and mild over there, chilling. Like, hey, yeah, I'm over here, dog. If you want to get real annoyed, I'm right here. And what does George Edwards run? He runs that 4-3, dog. It would be too much, in my opinion, unless you fully commit to it now, saying this is where we're going. And I don't feel like they fully going to commit to it. So don't play the games. And I'm sorry, 14th pick or Quentin Williams, you're going with somebody I don't know. And I'm going with somebody I do know, and he's young. I'm by 14th. See ya.
I think production versus projection, man. I'd rather know what I'm getting at.
I want to know what I'm getting. I don't want to take a guess.
Here's the thing. I tell people, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm a Florida State guy. My guy Mendoza is. Marvin Wilson is okay.
I'm not doing him no 14.
But there's something. No, I'm not saying, but I'm saying when you get that type of pick, there's some games with Marvin Wilson, he's the worst player on the damn field, and sometimes he's playing. It's up and down with him. With Quentin Williams, I know if he's healthy, what I'm actually going to get at that position, and you automatically fix a key area of need when it comes to this Dallas Cowboys defense. I'm doing it. Like I said, my first thing, I'm hopping on the phone. Hey, I know Jets, y'all been winning a few games, but do y'all want this 12th pick? All right, cool. Give me Quentin Williams. I can have it. You want a third too? I got an extra third in the bag too. Y'all can have that too. You know what I'm saying? And when we done with it. But
I'm doing that because, like you said, I'm going with somebody guaranteed. I'm not going with a guess. I'm not going with a guess. I'm going, and the biggest thing too to me, BJ, like I said, he's young. He ain't old. He's like 21, 22. I'm doing that.
For me, I got you. If we win the division, and it pushes us back, you can talk me into trading that first round pick for Quentin. But again,
how many times do we see BJ?
Hold on, but I'm not going to rush out of here and just give him the world if I can sit back and say, hey,
you're not giving him the world.
Give him the first round.
That's not the world.
Well, if I can give him a second instead of a first.
Yeah, like, but but here's the thing. If you gave up that first,
at the trade deadline, the word was you might be able to get Quentin for a third, maybe a second. What has changed since then that would change that? Because they're going to have a new coaching staff there, a new GM. Things are going to be different. They want to solve some of these pieces. So I'm saying, why give up a first if I can go get Quentin for a second? That's all I'm saying. Look, if it requires that,
I'm gonna come at you with a second. But if they come at me like, no, we want the first, and we'll do it. I'm not gonna say, all right, I'm done with the conversation. No, I'm like, okay, let's make that happen because, like when they're talking about Marvin Williams, we already talked about even with Tristan Hill. Them young guys that come out in the NFL when they're 20 years old or 21 years old and they're defensive tackles, they need years to mature. It's very hard for them guys to come right in and dominate. They don't,
because you playing against a center who's been in the league for 3 to 4. You know what I'm saying? So it's experience. You know, so Quentin Williams, a guy who's been in the league, we know we're gonna get, bro. If you can get that for that first and fourth round pick, I mean, see, look what we did with Amari Cooper.
That's what I was about to say. Look what we did, Amari Cooper. Are you mad at that, BJ?
He was an all-pro in the league, though, guys. He already proved his weight in the league. We're talking about a guy.
They were saying things about Cooper like,
And Quentin's got what? I think it's low key though. To be honest, I think Quentin's somewhere. I think he's got like 6 or 7 sacks so far this year. I think I have to pull it up. Which for a second-year defensive tackle in a position and with the influx they're having there is amazing. Look, and I thought Quentin Williams was a top 3 guy when he came out in the draft for sure, coming out of Alabama. I love Quentin Williams. I do. But I'm just saying I don't want to sit here and just give up our first-round pick if we don't have to. Look.
If we don't have to.
No, depending on where we're picking them up. Y'all guys like, y'all know first right now. Sign me up.
I'm a first offer out the bag. I'll offer a second and see what I can get.
They like say no, and I say, okay, well, like Tuck is saying, we're gonna come second. We ain't gonna come with the first. We're gonna come second. But if you say no, I want the first, and then we good, I'm gonna say here.
Yeah, you gotta give Jerry Wayne some more credit to that, man.
Do we? I don't know. Let me ask you this.
It ain't Jerry though now. It's Steve.
Oh, yeah, Steve. Yeah, Steve. Yeah, that's right.
If we're picking 12, 11th or 12, is there any guy in this draft that you say, no, I can't trade that pick for Quinn. I'd rather take this guy instead?
No.
Okay. Fair enough. Put it on the board, ladies and gentlemen. Bang. It's up there.
Quinn, on that, like I said, you build that team from the inside out. You start in the trenches.
Down the middle. I agree. You got to be strong down the middle. D tackle, linebacker, safety. You know, and that's why I've been.
Would any of us really be mad at first round pick for Quentin Williams? No, I don't think a lot of people gonna be mad at that.
Don't worry, Mendoza, man. I'm working on the way to get all 3 of my nose here in Dallas, man. We gonna get Samuel, we gonna get Nazareth Dean, we gonna get Marvin Wilson. We gonna roll on out, man. I'm working on it.
I'm
I'm working.
the chop all of a sudden.
That's third, fourth round. You know what I'm saying?
I
Value.
like Wilson's game. And look, and when it comes to Samuel, I mean, he comes from NFL bloodlines, and we've kind of seen how that kind of works. But he doesn't hit the 6 foot rule here in Dallas. But I'm with you. I'm good. I'm good on getting Samuel in here and coming in and being a slot guy for us out the gate.
He's a ball hawk, though. You know what I mean?
That's remember, we still got Reggie Robinson there, so maybe they can figure something out with him too.
And we got to see what they're going to do with him. Is it going to be a safety? Is it going to be a corner?
Yeah. That's why I'm calling the name, man. Bradley inactive, man, because he for some reason Bradley and I ain't getting on that field.
That's
man.
why Rondell Carter got. I understand why they play Rondell Carter though, because I was telling people they were going to slide him inside. They weren't going to just play him outside. They were going to slide him inside. So I understand why they played him today because Twaka was out. But I'm still flabbergasted how Bradley Knight has got only 1 snap this week.
That is the big.
And it was a great snap too. It was a great snap too because it was
like a 90 on the PFF.
For the question, what has Quentin done? Yes, what's Williams done? So year 1, 13 games. Started 9, had 28 tackles, 15 solo, 13 assists, 2.5 sacks, and 1 fumble recovery, 1 pass defense. This year, 13 games, 13 starts, 53 tackles, 30 solo, 23 assists. 7. I knew it was somewhere around 6 or 7. He does have 7 sacks.
Come on, dog.
3
that first round pick gone, bro. That first round pick gone. 3
pass defenses and 2 forced fumbles.
What does that tell you?
Bro,
and that was his injured year. This is healthy year. Some tackles in the defensive position.
And you add that with Randy Gregory and
50-some tackles at the defensive tackle position. Who's this?
Mary Ella.
Is that Mary Ella? She got the mask. Gang. What's up, Mary Ella?
What up?
How you feeling?
Good to see you guys.
Good to see you.
We ain't seen you since your birthday. You disappeared.
Wait a minute. Mary, are you in a stall?
I'm in the bar. I'm at the
she said I'm at the bar. You wild, Mary.
This is dedication, guys.
Yes, this is dedication. She at the bar. She in the bathroom.
We ain't seen Mary since her birthday.
She's in the bathroom. That's what I'm talking about. That's dedication for real.
And I told my husband, y'all got like 10 minutes. Because he was like, you're going to be in there for 30 minutes. Then, like, we're not doing this. I was like, okay.
All right. Well, Mary, then we're going to go ahead.
It's all you.
We're going to roll.
And she mabbed up. Fat 50 piece for the
we dropped 50. Beat them boys by 51 today. We beat them boys by 51 today.
Yeah, she lucred up too, man. The Mavs put a beating on them Clippers, and Cowboys put a beating on them Eagles, man.
Yes.
Damn
good day. And I beat Bosh Lombardi. That's 3-0.
Hey.
Well, man, since you only
I'm feeling some type of way. I'm just gonna let y'all know.
That's fine. Hold on. Since you're on limited time, 37-17. Go ahead and let the people know what you thought about today's win and where we're going.
I thought they were good. Like I don't have very many bad critiques. There were some things, that I can obviously complain about, but in a win against a division rival, what can you say? You know what I'm saying? I think Jalen Hurts was a formidable opponent.
Right.
He tried his best. And I do think Fletcher Cox being out helped us.
Yes.
It did. But like I said last time, Ben DiNucci was the QB. So Ben DiNucci obviously can't throw. Not a fan.
He's a bowling ball guy.
They thought shit was sweet. And it wasn't. So that's my main things. I know Tuck still doesn't want McCarthy in. I think
he said they wrapped it up.
I do think Zeke, that should have been a touchdown.
Right.
And I think somebody should have been like, What's going on, bro? Like, that's a touchdown. It was. It was. Um, it could have cost us the game. It could have. It could have, but it didn't. Um, and overall, I think all our receivers showed up big. Um, this is a good time to trade somebody
Gallup.
for defensive help.
Oh,
All right, man. She didn't get back to the
I
game.
said what I said. I said what I
Say it
said. I
again.
said
Say it
what I
loud for the
said.
people in the
I
back.
said what I said.
Say it aloud for the people in the back, Mariella.
It's a good time to trade somebody for defensive help. I said what I said. I understand the strength. I understand. I get it. And with that back,
Don't back off from it. Don't back
just
off
saying,
from
if
it.
somebody calls, let's answer the phone.
I knew we was cool. I knew we was cool. See, I knew Mariella, we was cool.
Me
I
and
knew it.
James, we on the same
See, yeah, we on that same wavelength.
See?
So we can trade Gallup for defensive help, but not a 14th first round pick. I'm so confused right now.
That's
No,
BJ.
I'm not
That's
doing
BJ. BJ over there scary.
No, Amari. Y'all scared to trade Amari. I'm
I
like,
ain't scared of who's better though, Amari or Gallup?
Amari's gonna give me more product.
But
Amari's
Amari
better.
already got a contract. Gallup don't, bro. That's what we talking
But you
about.
get out the contract, get more money, so I can go sign Simmons. Hold
Man,
on, now.
stop. They ain't not gonna sign
I'm not-
Simmons, and
here's
you
the
know
thing.
it.
Here's
They
the
not
thing.
gonna sign Simmons, and you know it.
I'm working with the brother.
Amari makes everything easier.
Right. Gallup
And
don't
he
make
still had
everything
good
easier.
game. Like, he was still like cooking people. He was like, that dude broke his
Hey,
ankle.
Amari's got 1,000 yards with
I
like
don't know if y'all
500.
saw my most recent Twitter post, but I was like, local transplant in Arlington slays Philly man. That's what happened when he broke somebody's ankles again.
Yeah.
That's my sister-in-law. She's like, bitch, you ain't shit. That was my sister-in-law. See, that's what happens when you
Shout out to
shit in the bathroom.
sister-in-law.
That's that dedication. She over there sneaking in the club. She over there sneaking in the club. The Cowboys, they do this, they did that.
Yeah. To get them takes
Say something
off,
real quick. Hey,
Wait,
man,
I gotta get them up, but I want to hear y'all's a few before I gotta go. So what y'all got to say?
well, first and foremost, J Tuck, go ahead and tell them about you and Mike McCarthy.
Oh yeah. Like I
I
said,
know
me
he
and Mike,
hates him.
No, he apologized.
me and Mike McCarthy, we spoke after the game. We shook hands. We dapped it up. We cool.
No,
You know what I'm saying? Moving forward. So I'm off the whole, hate man, Mike McCarthy bandwagon. I know Mike Fisher kind of jumped on board, but now he's the full captain of that ship. I'm off of it. So me and Mike McCarthy's cool. So I feel like it was a good win. We played hard and we emptied the clip on the Eagles in the season. So, but I'm not trading Michael Gallup now. This offseason,
James, he ain't trading
because
I don't care if he ain't trading.
I tried to trade Michael Gallup this offseason and everybody jumped on my back.
I agree with you though. If it's a DT or a safety, I agree.
It's gonna have to be an impact safety. It can't be some guys kind of.
Yeah,
so
Gallup is worth it. A Marcus Ray.
About Jamal Adams, and Michael Gallup. I was all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? I love Michael Gallup. For Jamal Adams, absolutely. But you can't trade Michael Gallup for some middle of the road type.
I agree.
You gotta be a dog. He gotta be a dog. Don't trade him for anything.
Here's the thing: what if you know that they're not gonna sign him?
Then we roll out next year with Dak and these three-headed monster, and we lay it all out.
I don't like that. I don't like that thought pattern.
I love Gallup. I've always loved him.
I love Gallup,
Okay,
but this
bitch,
is a business.
Wait, hold on. See,
What?
Brian? No, I'm on a fucking live. This is my.
Why I gotta be raggedy and trash? Because I'm
Because
not.
you are. I don't know.
You want me to embarrass you about the Cowboys?
You were born that way.
Oh, wow. I love it. Girl fight.
I was born on Tuesday after Monday
Y'all
night.
see what I gotta do with?
I was
Girl
born on
fight.
Tuesday
I love
after
it.
Monday Night Football.
Girl fights are the best.
Me and her are going
hold on. Let me get
days
them on
apart.
mainstream.
Like
Let me get them
2
on
days
mainstream.
and 3 years.
Hold on, wait a
apart.
minute.
So now she feels
Okay,
like
so
some kind of way.
I was born on a Tuesday.
Okay.
On Monday Night Football.
That mainstream.
87.
She cute though, but she rude.
87. We had Tony Dorsett. Let's talk about it. You think I don't know about football? Like Mary know about football? Girl, let's do this. Let's
You
do
said
this.
87 Tony Dorsett.
Now y'all see what I gotta deal with.
Let's fucking do this.
Now y'all see what I gotta deal with.
Yes,
Yeah, it's all good.
This is what
I want to ask her about Tony Dorsett though.
knows how much she fucking knows.
This is
What
why
about
I
Tony
don't get
Dorsett?
on.
What about Tony Dorsett though?
Big Game wants to know what she knows about Tony
What you know
Dorsett.
about Tony Dorsett?
You said what I know about Tony Dorsett?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Don't make me do it.
Okay.
I don't want to
Please
butt you
don't
out on
get
live.
started.
Okay, tell him again.
I got your phone.
Okay, yeah, you do.
obviously.
She said, "Oh my God, please don't get her started.
Please
Please don't. Please don't get me started."
She been
I
drinking.
don't want to talk about it.
She been
All
drinking. She been drinking.
Mary been on?
She
Yeah.
been drinking.
Mary,
How many
you're
shots you
right.
had?
I don't get on usually. And
How many shots you had?
See?
Okay.
Mary been starting to celebrate her birthday for the last 3 years.
Oh,
Let's talk about it, sis.
Yo,
Oh,
usually
yes.
only
Oh,
have to deal with
come
my
on, Michael.
husband,
Don't do
but
that.
now it's my
don't do that.
sister-in-law.
Don't do that,
Yes,
Michael.
and I'm 10 times worse than you. I'm 10 times worse.
Yeah,
than
she's
Michael.
worse than my husband. She
Okay.
is.
Yeah, Michael says she got a 5
you.
head.
Let's get the
Hey,
fuck
hey,
you.
Hey, Michael says your sister-in-law got a 5
He
head.
said, what do I know about Tony Dorsett? Okay.
You still ain't said nothing about him. You said I know Tony. I ain't heard
What
nothing.
number
Though.
you wear?
I ain't heard nothing. I keep on hearing you
What
saying
number-
Tony
what
Dorsett,
number
but I
did
ain't
you
heard
wear?
nothing.
It's COVID-19 out here. I gotta wash my
What,
hands.
what number did he wear?
You said what?
Yeah,
What
what number
number
did
did you
Tony
wear?
Dorsett wear?
Who's talking to me right now?
I'm talking.
All of them. I don't know.
What number did Tony Dorsett wear?
Really, nigga?
Oh, yeah, really.
Wow.
So you just gonna insult her like that?
Thank
I
you.
mean, I'm not insulting. I'm just waiting for the
You don't
answer. See, I
know.
feel like you're
If you wanna
Googling
ask-
now.
If you
I feel
wanna
like
ask
you're
me a
Googling right
question,
now.
Ask me how many yards he had in his first season.
Okay, I'll ask
me
you.
how many.
Yeah.
How many yards did he have in his first season?
I don't know. But
Oh.
I don't know. But
Oh.
I'm still finna talk shit. I'm still
That's
finna
fine.
talk
Okay.
shit.
It's funny though because I don't even know.
That's
I
fine.
have no
What
fucking
number?
idea.
It's
Okay,
all good.
I'm gonna ask y'all, how many yards did Tony Dorsett have in his first season?
No, how
I
many?
think he had the rookie record because I think he had like
He had the
900.
rookie record.
He had the
Let's
rookie
look at
record,
the
900.
rookie record. I know
Was it
that.
1,000? It was only like 1,000 or 995.
Did Zeke almost break it, but he didn't? I can't remember.
Time out.
What
you're
number did
interrupting
he
them.
wear?
You're being rude.
Ew, you rude.
What
bitch.
number?
You're interrupting them while they're
You
talking.
rude.
You're being
What's
rude.
the number?
See, this is why.
He said, "Boy, she drunk."
So
I didn't say that. They said it.
Oh no, yeah. They said.
This is
Well,
why.
I'm not rude. You are being rude because you interrupted me. You interrupted
Oh,
me
wow.
when I asked him.
Wow.
See, now we having family issues because of y'all. Y'all rude.
All right. Well.
Okay.
No, you know what? We're gonna
answer the
let y'all.
I asked a question.
We're
How
gonna let
many
y'all move around.
yards did
Have a
Tony
good night.
Dorsett have in his
Y'all be
rookie season?
safe.
Who can answer that question?
Y'all be safe. Y'all get over there.
Oh,
You
top
gotta be
top
safe.
left, red hat.
BJ,
Right.
she's talking to you.
DJ, you got the answer?
Hold
She
on.
called you out. She called you out, BJ. She called you out, bro.
Did she what? Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, slow down. What is the question?
How
She hasn't
many
answered my question.
yards
What is his
Tony
number?
Dorsett have in his rookie season?
1,007.
He had 1,007
Did you
yards.
Google it? Don't lie.
I did Google it.
No, come on.
I Googled the shit out of it.
So here's the thing.
I said
Well,
1,000 or
told you to Google it.
995, so I was still
I
close.
told
Come on,
you to
live.
Google it before I answered the question. Did
No,
I?
I
or
didn't
did
even
not?
Google it because I already knew. I told y'all before you even said anything. I said 1,000
so
or
answer me
990
this,
yards.
answer me
So I
this.
know what I'm talking about.
Okay, so answer me this: 87 Cowboys Monday Night Football. Did they in 87?
Mary out there with Dwayne
on
Haskins in the
Tuesday-
club.
Shut the fuck up. December
We're
22nd,
going to find Mary.
Tuesday,
We're going to find Mary.
1987. Did the
Find her.
Cowboys win or lose?
We're going to have to find her. Hey, who did the
Wow.
Cowboys win and they went 1-16? Who did the
Mary
Cowboys?
Did win or lose?
Mary out breaking Star game protocols, man.
Yeah, you
Hey.
sure are.
Sorry, bro.
You breaking Star Gang protocol all day.
See, y'all wanted me like.
Yeah, we wanted you.
Yeah, we gotta let her go.
And Spoonie secured a PS5, so he's MIA, man.
Yeah,
He probably playing the game right now.
Gotta go ahead and let her go. Gotta go ahead and let her go.
He said, gotta go.
Yeah,
That drink is something else, ain't it?
yeah.
Hey, cheers,
Hey,
don't
drive. No.
Next year, man. Once we get past all this, man, we're gonna do a meetup. We're gonna do it big in Dallas, man.
This in-law was in that thing. She said 85 Monday Night Football on a Tuesday night. Who won?
She said 1972. Who won?
She never answered.
Who was Dorothy's number? I said, you've been drinking that Patron.
Yeah.
That Patron was lit tonight.
Yeah,
right. This was a great best picture of the year, in my opinion. I don't care what nobody says, James.
Why you gotta do me like that? I said San Francisco, it's right there.
Now, let's rewind and get it back on track. Okay,
right.
we had that was a little bye. No, we're bringing it back on track. Don't worry about that. Yeah, they gone. They look. We didn't know if we was going to have to run it. Like that was like WWE, but we had a run in, right? It was like the run in from the back. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so the Michael Gallup trade situation. So you now since that kind of got brought up, the one good thing that got brought up in that was this. The old Quentin Williams, you're going to make a move for him. Mary just texted me and said, sorry, guys.
No, she good.
She good.
Alcohol does that to you.
So you're going to send Gallup for Quentin and what? What else are you going to give up?
Whoa. What are you talking about?
Oh, look at y'all now.
No, I'm still what? Gallup for Quentin Williams straight up? Bye.
No, you gotta send a pick though.
I don't gotta send a pick for Quentin Williams for Gallup. That's a straight up. That's a even trade.
Y'all are crazy, guys.
How is that not an even trade? He's got 50-something tackles and 7 sacks in his second year. How is that not a fair trade?
We're too light on our end.
What are you talking about?
What you tell the Jets? They're gonna have to sign Michael Gallup, man. So why don't you just
they need a receiver.
They can get one in the draft. Get one in the draft, and then you're gonna have him on a rookie deal. Y'all don't want Michael Gallup, man. Y'all have to sign him soon. No. We're not trading Michael Gallup for Quentin Williams. We're trading the first round pick.
No. We're pivoting the conversation now, though. That's the rule. So now you're trading because James said he's ready to trade Gallup.
If they said we'll give you Quentin Williams for Michael Gallup, I would do it because I'm still keeping my first round pick.
Right. But I'm saying
I'm definitely doing that.
No. But I'm saying it's going to take Michael Gallup plus something. Not your first round pick, though. Obviously, it's not going to cost you your first round pick no more. It's going to cost you something, though. Third. Okay, that's what I'm trying to get
for Quentin Williams. Yeah. I'm not mad at that. You still got your first round pick, and you still got compensatory picks.
Right. So Gallup in third for you. Gallup in a what for you to go get Quentin Williams?
Who you talking to, Tuck?
Yeah.
He ain't talking to me because I ain't doing it.
Yeah, he don't want to give up Gallup. He love Gallup.
I like having that 3-headed monster out there, man.
But defense wins championships, big dog. You know that. You played defense. You was a linebacker, and you know better.
I know that. But like I said, there's a difference between, like I said, last year I was all for trading Michael Gallup. And that was to get Jamal Adams, man. But for Quentin Williams,
this offense would still be good even if Gallup wasn't there. And you added Quentin Williams, bro. I'm sorry, that don't add up to me. What have we been screaming about on defense? It ain't been our offense, bro. It's been our defense.
Man, I trust Jerry can work the Jets, man. What about Jalen Smith or Vander Esch? We can work something out, man.
Ain't taking no damn Jalen Smith. No LVE. What the hell they want them for?
I don't know if I can give up.
Linebackers have been atrocious this year.
I can't give up Michael Gallup.
I love you, Gallup. For Quentin, I'm doing it because we've needed holes in the middle. This would solve a hole. You could still draft a receiver in this draft, a very good one. You still got guys in the cut. CD moves to your number 2, man, and you still got Jarwin coming back now. That's smart, bro.
Man, at the end of the day, We haven't had a legitimate.
And Gallup has just been going off lately. Have y'all seen Gallup stats this year? Hold up, BJ. Have you seen Gallup this year? He's only turned up like 2 games. Now all of a sudden, everybody on the Gallup train, we ain't even seen him all year.
But every time there was a big play that needed to be made, bro, it was Michael Gallup stepped up to the catch.
So
like,
you
think about
CD
that
and Cooper couldn't make them plays.
Well, I mean, me and BJ,
definitely.
Your offensive coordinator got to call plays.
I'm sorry,
But-
bro. We need defense, bro. Not offense.
you get rid of Michael Gallup and give him rid of my offensive coordinator, bro.
No. Devil's advocate here, if you will. James is on to something, though, because if you go look at Gallup's stats last year, if you look towards the end of the year and he kind of popped a couple of games at the very end of the year, his stats look a little bit more inflated than what they were for the whole year. And I love Gallup. I do love Gallup. Absolutely.
He's just now turning up. He's been disappeared for like 5 games.
James, you gonna let me walk it out? Walk it out. Now he don't disappear like Terrence Williams disappeared. He's better than that. But here's the thing: we haven't had a legitimate All-Pro defensive tackle here since Leroy Glover, ladies and gentlemen. And those are just the facts. I don't care how you feel about Jay Ratliff and some of these other guys or whatever in the 3-4 and what we did. There's not been a legitimate guy in the middle since Leroy Glover. Go dial that up. That's 18 years ago.
Right.
Those are facts. And at the end of the day, as much as I do love Michael Gallup, and of course, part of my 5-point plan was to move on from Coop, whatever. The point is still the same. We have to a certain extent, right, an embarrassment of riches per se at wide receiver. We see what Sid Wilson could be at the 3rd, and whatever the case may be. Absolutely correct. Any guy wide receiver outside of CeeDee Lamb can be had for me. That's where I'm at. Let me be clear on that. Look, now I always thought that I could get more because I got the pushback on you can't get a 1st-round pick for Cooper, and I'm like, I think y'all are crazy. I think absolutely I can, but neither here nor there. Outside of CeeDee Lamb, you can have him. If you're telling me I can take Gallup and I can flip him for Quentin Williams, man, see you when I see you. Appreciate you.
I'm flipping that all day, bro.
Yeah,
I have to see a full season of Michael Gallup, Mari Cooper,
Jay Tuck, you're not gonna see. You're getting deceived, bro. Like Gallup is still not gonna be that guy. Like right now, he had 49 catches going this game. He had 6 catches today. So he had 66 catches last year with CeeDee Lamb. He's still doing good, but at the end of the day, bro, we need defense. We can still score points with Amari, CeeDee. If you had a Noah Brown and you draft a receiver, and you got Blake and Jarwin, you still not going to drop 30 a game?
So what happens if Amari Cooper start disappearing on the road like he did before?
But he didn't do it this year.
This year? But he's done it before.
Right. But was he hurt last year?
Here's my thing, y'all, with Amari Cooper, because I don't want
to Tuck. Was Amari hurt last year, though?
Is Amari's the question, right, to a certain extent, right? And that's maybe why Cowboys is a little bit. We kind of see things, and then we'll see certain things. I mean, Amari's the Eagles killer, if you will, right?
86 catches this year for 11.
Right, but he's over 1,000 yards. I'm with you. Look, and I'm with you, James. I'm with you on that, bro. He's played with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish at times quarterbacks. Sid Wilson might have threw one to him. I don't know. I can't remember all these wacky plays that y'all's offensive coordinator calls. And he's got he's got 1,000 yards. I mean, he's got 1,000 yards still and putting them up. I think, here's the thing that I'll say about when it comes to Amari disappears on the road. That's like Dak can't win without Zeke in 2016-17. I think that's a fallacy that.
I'm not saying that's fully true. I'm saying there has been some cases where we were looking back, thinking about where the hell is Amari Cooper. So there has been those games where he's limited. Here's my Cowboys fan. I would say about Amari Cooper, right? Because I don't want people thinking I'm Amari Cooper. Hey, like I love Amari Cooper. I just don't think Amari Cooper is committed to football long term. I just don't, y'all. I just don't. And the reason
his demeanor.
You don't like the body language.
No, not all that. I'm talking about what I've heard him say. Like, I follow Amari on Instagram or whatnot. I'm always in his lives, and he's always talked about. He's like, man, whenever I get enough money to do this and this, then I don't have to really focus on football no more. So I feel like Amari Cooper could easily be one of those guys we're looking up 2 to 3 years. He's like, you know what? I done what I need to done. I'm walking away from the game. I just don't see Amari Cooper being a Dallas Cowboy for the next 4 to 5 years.
If you're saying those 3 to 4 years, you couldn't get another receiver in them 3 to 4 years to already get ready to replace him.
Right, you can. We already got one.
Okay, now we're in the building.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That just makes more sense to me because, like I said, Gallup don't open up the game for Amari and CD. Amari opens up the game for Gallup and CD, though.
Right.
You gotta find
That's
the
just
guy
the
to do
truth.
too.
And Jesse just put up a good point. I mean, if we do move on from Gallup, we could put Tony Pollard in the slot, possibly. You know, so
we got other guys that I know Noah Brown is not a world beater, but has he not looked better this year? Did Cedric Wilson look better? And you can still get a receiver in the draft. You can get a receiver in the draft.
All right, let's go back to our plan last night then, man. You go ahead and get me Jamar Chase in the draft.
New England hasn't been able to, but I mean, neither here nor there. Look, if you move on from Gallup, you got to do something offensively. And look, this goes back to this. If you're going to flip Gallup and go get Quentin Williams, then I'm going to sit there, and if I go get Pitts, then I'm getting Pitts, period.
I'm not tripping off that then.
Then I'm doing that.
Slide a receiver later, like you can slide a receiver. Like the receivers are like running backs. Like you can get dogs, but you can't tell me you can't find receivers in the third and fourth round and still be damn good.
How about copycat league, right? And everybody wants to chase the winner. The winner is Kansas City. All right. What does their lineup look like? Kelsey, right? Do we think of a Kelsey on the roster? I mean, Blake, we have high hopes for him, but he hasn't been able to walk through that door yet, right? Tariq Hill. Do we have a Tariq Hill with that speed? No, but we got a guy on CeeDee Lamb that can do some things for us, right?
And we haven't got no speed, though.
I'm just saying. In space,
I'll let you go, BJ. I'm gonna see where you're going with
it. But in space, CeeDee Lamb in space can do some things for you. Now, he's not going to be over the top, blowing the top off the defense. Of course not, right? Then you got Sammy Watkins, who we were in the bidding for with Sammy Watkins. Where would you put Sammy Watkins at? Obviously, he's not Amari Cooper, but I mean, would you take Sammy Watkins over Michael Gallup?
No.
Okay, right. Okay, so let's pivot on that. Then you got Harmon, who they took right from Georgia, speedster again, right, over the top, and that's kind of where their alignment kind of is and what they have on a receiving. Now we know the trigger guy, fair, but we know about Dak and our trigger guy as well, fair. So if you're trying to be a copycat league and build this thing, this is where I get to the point where I might lead, because for where I'm going to lean a little bit towards Tuck just a smidge. I want the full complement. I want to be able to attack you anyway, every way, and everything. Even if I can't get nothing for him and I'm just going to get a compensatory pick and let him walk out the door, if that's the difference for me to get number 6, then so be it. Because at the end of the day, I want 6. And if that's the thing with this offense to get over the hump, yes, we need defensive pieces. Well, then look, Steven, go sign a Keanu O'Neal, because then we have a Wilson. We got to get a safety that pairs with him. Jamal Adams doesn't pair with Wilson. Go get Clemens. Go get a Neal. The Williams guy down here in New Orleans doesn't really pair well. Go Anthony Harris, if you will, compare with. I think Anthony Harris compared very well from Minnesota. Edwards connection compare with Wilson to do his things. Let this offense go out here and eat the way it needs to eat with all these guys coming back for a year, and then take those draft picks. Look, and then go trade it for a Quentin Williams, and you can keep Howard and go do get these young cornerstone pieces.
Because to go off what you said, BJ, they had this conversation this offseason, but I would take the weapons that we have here in Dallas over what they have in Kansas City. Besides Mahomes, let's toss Mahomes out of that. But if you take our wide receiving core, just those 3 versus Kansas City 3, right?
Kelsey,
we win that out. They win the tight end. They win the tight end, of course, with Kelsey.
Right.
But as far as wide receiver, I'm taking Michael Gallup over Sammy Watkins. I'm taking Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb over Hardman and also Tyreek Hill. So it's like that's what I want to see, is like Mendoza just said. I want to see this offense and this team at full capacity. I want Amari Cooper, I want Gallup, I want CeeDee Lamb, I want Zeke, I want Jarwin, I want this O-line, and I really want teams to beat us at our best and see what we really can do, because we saw glimpses of it, right? We saw how, Dak was able to strike back with this offense. And so I don't want to break that up yet. I want to really see what we have. Now, if we get through the next season and maybe things are kind of iffy and our offense isn't moving, then maybe we can still move on from Michael Gallup next year in the middle of the season before a trade deadline or whatnot.
We was 1-3. We was when we had all 3 of them guys.
how many numbers we were putting up, though. That's because our
we were still losing. Because why?
Because our defense. If
Thank you.
But is it really all personnel when it comes to the defense? But a lot of it was scheme. If you would have gave me Rod Marinelli's defense from the previous year with this offense, we would have been right back in the thick of things. It's just that we took such a drastic leap back when it comes to our defense. It was hard to overcome. If we were putting up 40 a game under the Jason Garrett era with that Rod Marinelli defense, we'd have been straight.
I'm just saying, though. But I'm just talking about what we got now, though. You had defenses. We had 5 or 6 teams run over 200 yards on us, so they don't need to throw the ball like that. So what would we need it in the middle? We had 5 teams. We had you just said it, the Cleveland Browns' third string running back almost ran for 100 freaking yards on that defense. We need help in the middle. We got
hell no, there has to be something.
I can lose the Gallup to get help in the middle from a young dog.
But can we get that help without giving up an offensive weapon? And that's the
conundrum. It's not killing us if you get rid of Gallup, though. This offense.
No. It's okay to do that. I'm asking the question: can you still do that without giving up anything on offense? Because I think no. You don't think so? So the idea of trading the first round pick for Quentin Williams and not giving up an offensive lineman or offensive weapon doesn't help the defense automatically with the rest of the
now we can still do. Now listen, if they came and said we'll give you a first round pick for Williams and we could still keep Gallup, I'm on board with that.
That's what
we got our defensive
There's
guy.
ways to be able to do it
But at the end of the day,
if you get something that can come help us defensively,
even if I'm just saying this, the only reason why I'm mentioning Gallup because he is going to want to get paid.
Agreed. No,
Dallas ain't going to pay him what he wants.
Fair.
He can get paid right after we walk our ass off that Super Bowl. Like if we go out there and we win, and he wants to go get paid once his contract is up, that's perfectly fine.
You really think we win a Super Bowl anytime soon? Stop that.
I mean,
honestly,
go win the Super Bowl. He's gonna be Alvin Harper. Go get paid.
Y'all know I keep it real, bro. Right now, you tell me if we got Dak Prescott right now, there is no team in the NFC period that I fear right now. Period.
I didn't fear them teams last year and we didn't win. I didn't fear them teams this year. We could win the NFC the next 3 or 4 years because we have that type of talent. But we know it's from up top, Tuck, and you know that. That's why we keep going these goofy circles. Even with that there.
I would say on an intelligent perspective, if we had Dak Prescott right now, I would be fully confident going into the playoffs. I would, because I know with the click of a switch, we've seen it.
Fully confident even with that defense?
Absolutely, because I know. Because what if this defense was to show up and hold teams to start 17 points we had Dak Prescott?
If you taking good guesses though, big dog, and you know that.
Yeah. But I feel like when it comes to the defense, it's really not all personnel. I feel a lot of it's the scheme with Mike Nolan. Well, like I said, if you give me a top 15 defense, they were the 15th ranked defense, and give me Dak Prescott in that offense, I am perfectly fine moving forward. We don't need a top 10 or a top 5 defense to win a championship when we got all of these weapons.
I don't know about that. And when we talk about the team last year, we're talking about Ron Marinelli, but what was we frustrated with last year? Who was we frustrated with last year? That defense, how it fell apart last year with Ron Marinelli, right?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Right. So it ain't that much difference from Rod Marinelli because we had a lot of deceiving stats under Marinelli. When we had the number 1 rushing defense, it wasn't because we had great players. It's because we had a great offense that year and it kept the defense off the field. But it wasn't ever great. We haven't had a great defense here. And the games that we've seen, when we give up, the offense has to play perfect. Dak can take us down the field, tuck, and score, and then when in 3 to 4 plays they score, and then Dak got to get right back on the field, take us down for a 12-play drive, and we have to play a perfect offense. That's not fair to the offense that they have to come on the field and play perfect football to win games. It's not fair to them, and you got to step up and add defensive players to help your offense, and we don't have –
But a lot of this personnel was here in 2018.
Right, but what did we win in 2018? We was 3-5, Tuck. You got Amari Cooper to help that. It wasn't the defense.
In 2018, we beat Seattle in the playoffs.
We beat Seattle in the playoffs, though, but what gave us up the next round?
The
run.
And what was it? And what happened in the middle?
We got gas on the runs. but
But
we also have no CD Lamb.
But hold on, though. Here's the thing, guys. Look, and again, we have to look and be into the now and have to understand that we have to be able to project some, right? We can't just sit in the now and think things are going to stay the same because we were at 2-17,
right?
The water, and now just within this season, things can change on a snap, right? It is what it is. Whenever you look at the Kansas City team, you don't think of them as having a top 10 defense. You don't think of them having a great defense even. What do they have? Chris Jones, a defensive tackle. And then they have 2 safeties. One they drafted in the second round, Juan Thornhill we could have had. Although sophomore slump a little bit. But they got the Honey Badger and Matthews. They got a couple of middle linebackers that are really good. And a guy, Frank Clark, that's, decent.
Did they go and get Frank Clark at the middle of the year, and why did they get him?
Because they didn't have a DeMarcus Lawrence on the team.
Well, but what I'm saying is they had BJ. That's you're falling right into my point where you're saying they had the offense right. They'd had the offense, but what did they go do? We said we need to get a pass rush. We need a guy that can really get after this offense because we're set on offense, but we need that defense. And we saw that game. Williams ran his ass off. Mahomes made a big play, but at the end of the game, that defense made some plays to win the game, and you need that. Why did we win the Philly game? Yes, we were scoring offensively, but we got them off the field when we needed to defensively.
But before Frank Clark and all of them came there, Kansas City was a false start, offsides before going to the Super Bowl versus New England.
But what did they get D4 too? D4 was
D4, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But D4 played good in that game. It was that defense in that game too that helped them win. Was helping them get over that hump in that game. You saw that defense I played.
Because of how powerful their offense was, that is the way they were able to ride that wave to get that far. And they add additional pieces through free agency.
And Tuck, I'm disappointed in you, a linebacker, and you screaming this off.
I know defense wins champions.
Damn linebacker, Tuck.
I'm not taking all my bullets out my gun, bro. Right now,
you ain't taking all your bullets if you lost Gallup.
You are.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
I was sitting there during the 49ers game saying, why the hell they keep throwing the damn Noah Brown?
I feel you. But this team ain't falling off because Michael Gallup ain't on the team no more. Stop.
That's not my point. My point is when it comes to Kansas City and their bevy of weapons and what is going on, what they were able to do was they were cultivating a defensive tackle that they didn't have to give up a piece for. They got a Tyrann Mathieu that they didn't have to give up a piece for, is my point. And at the end of the day, even in my 5-point plan when I was ready to move on from Amari Cooper and whatever the case may be, I'm walking that back now even. And I'm saying, if I look at things, and y'all kind of open my eyes even more so to the idea of what this draft is with Quentin Williams, I'm like, yeah, give up the first round pick for Quentin Williams. Why wouldn't we? That solves a problem. The offense is still solid. Look, if you sign Dak day one, when you're able to sign him, the money's going to be fine. You can go get a Justin Simmons, or you can go get a Keanu Neal to pair at safety. The middle of your damn defense before you ever got to the draft, and you still got a bevy of picks to go. And and you get all these guys coming back. You kind of feel like you're in a great position all of a sudden because you found something a little bit different with Paul. You got to find the way to marriage that we talked about. It's not about getting rid of Zeke. It's about finding the marriage of Zeke and Paulo together and doing those things. Weapons wise, you're great. Yes, I'm giving up the first round pick for Quentin Williams, and basically it cost me Pitts. As much as I think Pitts helps this offense, especially in the goal-to-goal situations, in the green zone. I'm not gonna call it the red zone. I'm gonna start calling it the damn green zone. So I'm gonna get green in the end zone. Okay. And but that's what I'm gonna sacrifice is a weapon of a Chase or a weapon of a Pitts to go get Quentin to help this defense and get there. Absolutely, this defense has to get to a certain realm. But let me ask the question: as constituted, no matter what we think, James, as far as offensive weapons and moving them on, if we get these guys back that were hurt, they're all in-house, they're all signed, we're not moving none of those. Is this a Super Bowl winning enough offense to you? Yes, sir.
Yeah, Absolutely. Like I said, Cowboys Nation, I apologize this season because I feel like a lot of this is my fault because I already booked my hotel for Tampa. And I just got an alert a few days ago that do I want to cancel or not. But I feel like this team with this roster, we were more than capable to win the Super Bowl. And I feel like once we got CeeDee Lamb, that's when I was like, okay, now this is just ridiculous. We got too much. I feel like that's what Kansas City does. Granted, they got Eric Bieniemy and Andy Reid and whatnot and Patrick Mahomes, but they have so many weapons on that offense. You're just overwhelmed. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the Dallas Cowboys could do that. And we kind of saw glimpses of it today. It's like I even said at halftime, I was like, now they're going to shift their coverage over to Michael Gallup. It's time for another receiver to eat. And then there was CeeDee Lamb. There was Amari Cooper. There was Ezekiel Elliott. And I feel like we have that in-house, and I'm really not trying to get away from that. I feel like all we can do is plug in a few pieces on the defense, and we can be right back to where we should be.
James, do you think is this getting everybody that gets hurt? Do you think this is a championship offense?
Well, I definitely believe this is a championship offense. That offensive line ain't championship.
Even getting back, even what that matters on the offense, sir. Okay. So even getting Tyron and getting Leo and getting Martin back, not a championship line yet.
Right. Like you're saying, is this a championship offense right now? No.
Right, not right now. I'm talking about we're going to the next season. Everybody's back. Yeah, everybody's back healthy. Are we a championship offense with everybody back in that side long term?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. We're one of the scariest teams out there.
Let me double down on that question. Let's talk about the NFC. I'm not worried about the AFC. I'm going to talk about the NFC. With us at 100% health, is there an offense that is better weapon-wise than us?
I think we're the tops, one of the tops. I mean, that's why they came into the season, especially when you had CeeDee Lamb. That's why everybody was jumping up and down because you had that offense and you were excited about it. But here's my thing once again. I mean, I'm
gonna give you the rebuttal. I promise you, James. I love your perspective and everything. I'm gonna give you the rebuttal.
Okay.
So if we all three believe right here, right now, everybody healthy back, this is a Super Bowl winning offense. See, to me, that says from a upper management status, okay, this is easy. I got a bevy of picks, especially fourth round and up. I have a shit ton of extra picks. What can I go do? Can I make the Amari trade for the defense? Quentin Williams, one of the guys we're talking about. And y'all talk me off the ledge. I'm like, oh hell no, I'm not giving him my first round pick. Y'all told me off the ledge. Now y'all have swayed me within this conversation. Shit. Especially we make the playoffs. Man, go give me Quinn Williams. We have this 4-3 great coverage coming in. Let me get that piece in the middle. You're going to have money to be viable the first 2 days of free agency. I'm not saying you got to find 3 guys. Just find the right guy. Because the next question is I want to ask, do you think with the proper defensive tackle, James, I asked Tuck this last night. And Tuck, I'll let you get your response as well for everybody that wasn't here. Do you think LVE and Jalen Smith can get back to form that they were before this season?
It's definitely going to help them because everybody knows linebackers, and like that's why I refer back to Tuck because he played linebacker and he knows you got to have that front. That's what keeps you. That's what keeps you clean. That's what makes you even more effective to be able to handle your business. Reading off that tackle. That defensive tackle is like your best friend if he can handle his business. He is because he makes you even more effective. But I think it will definitely help them because our linebackers are just our linebackers are just so regular this year. Like they were just so regular. Like they were not impressive at all
before this year.
But I feel like the defensive tackle position hurt them because in 2018, who did we have on the front line? 2018.
I think the big loss was the guy that went to Atlanta. He played down in Houston for a little bit. We signed him, played for a couple of years, and he went on to Atlanta. Dadgum, I forgot his dadgum name. But there's a couple of different pieces. And you had David.
David Irvin was gone.
Irvin was already gone. Irvin was already gone.
Yeah.
He was already gone. Oh my goodness.
Was he gone?
Was Irvin on 18?
that was his last year.
No,
18.
Irving was 18. He was going. Yeah. He left halfway through 18.
So he had
He
was
was
it 2017 where he turned up
17
20.
where everything there were turns up and things were happening.
Yeah, I think, like I said, our linebackers I think would be better, but we still need to upgrade that linebacker position. I said it even last year. I was beating the drum. We need to upgrade the linebackers. I don't trust our linebackers. I kept saying that all during the summer. We need to upgrade our linebacker position. They didn't, and you see they fell off. But I believe you got to have those fronts to be able to help your backers, because Jalen Smith and LVE aren't those guys that are getting guys in the backfield. You feel
That's
me?
the guy.
What up, Brandon Boyce? They aren't those guys that are getting people in the backfield. So you absolutely need some defensive tackles if they can't make them plays in the backfield, because they're not. Every time we see our linebackers, they're making tackles 2 to 3, 4 yards down the field. They're never in the backfield like Sean Lee was back in the day.
Yeah. And the big thing about and the biggest thing about LVE coming out of the draft, while I was kind of like,
I don't think
20%.
Jalen Smith studies as much as well, too. I'm gonna keep it real. I don't think
either,
he studies as much.
Yeah, I just for LVE standpoint, if an offensive lineman got on him, he couldn't disengage. If a blocker,
he's never been a physical backer. Neither can Jalen.
He's never been able to disengage. Is one of the things. And then one of the things we were kind of all of us we bought into. As we heard, and they were telling us with this new defensive corner, Jalen's going to be the God backer like he was over there in Notre Dame and coming forward all the time and not being coverage. And obviously those things haven't happened. Here's my thing. And then we talked about this on our 6-hour show the other night, and you brought the great points, like Ray Lewis. Whenever Saragusa was in front of him, Ray Lewis was amazing. Then when Saragusa had to leave, it was a little iffy until they found right.
And guess what? You remember Ray Lewis? He was complaining to the Baltimore Ravens after Saragusa left. He kept complaining to the Ravens. You want me to be at my best? He even said it. It was a quote. He said, you want me to be at my best? Then you get me a defensive tackle in the middle. He said it.
Right. They went and got Haloti Ngata.
They got Haloti Ngata, and what happened? That defense took right back off.
And again, I think, if I see it from the linebacker core, if you as a player who's played in multiple sports, whatever, and I truly believe this. If I see it from you once, you can do it again.
Right.
I believe that. And I saw this linebacker tandem be really damn good. So I know it's there for them to get there again. We have to do certain things. I don't think we have to break up this offense to make it happen. We need this front office. And I know, James, you're going to have an argument with that. I understand. We all do. But you got to get creative and go do these things to help this defense that you don't have to break up and give up anything.
I'm cool with that. If you don't,
I'm worried about this. I'm worried about them tagging Dak so they can hide during free agency and say, well, we can't sign.
They are going to do it. You already know it. You already said it. You already know what they're going to do.
Yeah. Go ahead, Zuck.
Well, I was going to say, man, a simple concept, the way you want to think about it, the D-line is the O-line for the linebackers, man. And when you mention a Snacks Harrison being out there, James, it's like, yeah, I just want a fat, nasty, big, you know what I'm saying, right there in that A gap and that B gap to keep these guards and these tackles up off of me, man. And I feel like for Jalen Smith and Leighton Vander Esch, that's really not their forte. Like, they're not really big guys. Of course, they look big to the average person, but they're really not big guys to be able to come forward. Now, Sean Lee, he's a lot more solid than the other two, but these guys are kind of brought in the cover, the coverage, move horizontally, not come straight forward. That's not really their game. And so when you get your defensive line continually pushed back and these guards and tackles are able to get up to the second level, that's why everyone's saying, well, Jalen Smith only makes plays, 8 yards down the field or 10 yards down the field with these tackles, because they're getting up to that second level. Right. You need a defensive line to keep the guards and the tackles from getting up to that level right now. So I feel like if the Dallas Cowboys are able to take care of that now, I will say this though, is like, I feel like it's something with this scheme, which I really can't figure it out, that there's a lot of pressure being pushed back into his linebackers' laps. And I know there's been talking about like gap integrity and different things like that. But for some reason,
gaps are those, Tuck, you see them gaps are crazy. I feel you with that scheme. Gaps are wide open. I'm like, man, how the hell are we supposed to make plays?
I just don't understand it. Like, what is your responsibility? What are you trying to do? What's being taught? You know what I'm saying? Like, you never see a defensive tackle for the Cowboys like two gap. And like, what that means is like you stand your man up and you can play this gap or you can play that gap as well. It's always, I mean, I've seen Antoine Woods get pushed back and he's spinning back. Like, you never want to turn your back to the offense. Like, what is going on? What is being taught? And so what happens is Van Der Esch and Jalen Smith, they end up getting the brunt of it because you see them all over the place. And like I said, James, you said Jalen Smith not studying. I see that. I feel like when Jalen Smith is out there playing, he's just playing off of natural instincts. He's really playing backyard football, and that's why he's all over the place. He's saying, all right, well, they gashed me this time with the A gap, so I'm gonna jump in the A gap. Right. Oh, damn, they're going outside. Let me.
He's guessing.
Right. And so that's why he's looking so damn goofy versus actually playing the assignment because he's not there. Right. You actually saw it today with Sean Lee. Sean Lee knows the assignment. You know what? I'm gonna hit that A gap. And when I tell people, it's like that's the stuff that doesn't show up on stat sheets, right? That's not gonna get you in the Pro Bowl. But if you ever play the game of football, you would sit there and say, Great job, Knicks. You kept outside contained. That was your job on that play. Good job. Way to go. You didn't get a tackle, you didn't get a fumble, a strip sack, or none of that, but you kept your outside contained. If everyone just does their job, things tend to fall in place. But if you got everyone, I'm gonna do my thing, James. You do your thing at corner. Right. Next, you do your thing on the D line. We'll just figure it out. That's why you see all this stuff happening. You see with this defense, there's no communication and there's no unity when it comes to it. So I feel like Jalen Smith and Van Der Esch can take a leap forward, but we gotta address that meat and potatoes right there in the trenches, and until we do that, but we don't give up Michael Gallup to do it. So
hero ball. If we ain't got to give up Gallup to do it, I'm so fine with that. But if it has to take that to do it, I'm also cool with
and
that.
You know, I mean, and you look at the linebackers that they won with Kansas City were two former Cowboys. Hitchens,
but
Wilson.
That front though, that's why they spent that money for Chris Jones though. You said it, BJ.
Oh, they won the Super Bowl and then paid him though. Remember that,
right?
But he was on the squad. But he was on the squad. That's
Chris Jones was a fat, nasty second-round draft
and
pick.
he's a dog. It's not like he's just a guy that's holding up the middle. He's a guy that can attack and get that.
Because there's a difference between just having a fat, nasty, like
and
maybe
you can actually attack the quarterback. That's why he got paid that money because he can do both.
Right. Because you think about it, we saw it today. Jalen Hurts, when the outside gap started coming, and D-Law and also Randy Gregory, he stepped in front of that pocket, and the middle of the pocket was clean, and that's why he was able to skirt out a little bit, you know what I'm saying, make those few run plays. But you get someone like Chris Jones, who's pushing that center back in the quarterback's lap.
Oh, and the quarterbacks hate that.
They hate that. You can't step
into the throw, and it gives your defensive ends. That's why DeMarcus Lawrence, I feel like when he had them 14.5 sacks in 2017, David Irvin had 7 sacks. Remember before he got hurt and had the concussion and missed half the year? David Irvin was playing lights out football. And guess what? That helped DeMarcus Lawrence because just like Jay Tuck said, when you push that pocket up the middle, now it gives that quarterback an extra second for him to throw that ball. And that's the extra second that D-Law and them need to make that sack.
Right. Well, you got to think about, David Irvin, he's long, got reach, so he put his hands in the air.
Right.
It changed a lot, man.
Now your quarterback's got to move, and then he moves right into a DeMarcus Lawrence or a Randy Gregory.
Right. All those things that people don't talk about that adds up on the stat sheet, they make a difference, y'all. And back, big ass in the middle, and, I can get out of here. So
as we talk about moving different pieces and whatnot, I mean, we're talking about their stock being as high as it ever will be. Schultz was will he make the team before season to up here? Would you flip Schultz for a pick or a piece? If we're going to put the thing up a little bit, what about Schultz?
Yeah, because I feel like, granted, like I said, Dalton, and I tweeted this, Dalton Schultz been playing his ass off this year.
Special.
But I think But if he get Blake Bell them same opportunities, I feel like he'll make the same.
Special. He's a pretty good player.
If your tight end here's a rule of Knicks, if you will. If your tight end doesn't make a difference in the red zone, what is he doing here? That's just how I feel. Like, look, and that's great, 20-20, whatever. And you do all these flashy things and whatnot. Those things are fine. That is all good. But once you get in, when it gets tight, When it gets super tight, I need my tight end to be a difference maker in that realm, in that green zone, as we call. And for me, for Schultz, sure, I think he does a lot of things really great. That he stepped his game up this year. To me, he's the tight end version of Connor Williams. By all means, you were kind of like, whatever, bro. I don't know. And you're having a career year. Great. All these injuries happened, and you've stepped your game up, and that is great. However, I see Connor get pushed at times. I want him to get stronger. I don't know if he can or not. And then when it comes to Schultz, and he does great things here and there, but I don't see him showing up in the red zone. So, as a tight end, and you're not giving me no production in the red zone, I'm just like, good. Hey, look, you did much better and exceeded what we thought was going to happen once Jarwin left. Fair. So if somebody was to come along and say, bro, I'd take a third round pick for Schultz. I don't know about y'all.
Hell yeah, you ain't gonna get no third for Schultz.
No, I don't think so either. Right. But for sure, I'll take a.
If you got a third for Schultz, boy. The NFL done did some topsy turvy things.
Yeah,
right.
I'm giving a 6 for Schultz. Okay,
that's how we took him, but yeah, I feel you.
He's regular.
But I mean, the thing about Schultz though, it's like, can we trust Blake Jarwin's health going into the next season too? Like you said, you know what I'm saying? So
I'm team Pitt.
If Pitts is there, bro, I feel like that has to be the move. Now, do I think the Cowboys will do it?
Yeah, they'll do it. Come on, Tuck. Yes, they would. Jerry love offense.
Well, yeah.
Jerry love offense.
Like I said last night, bro, the offense is the turkey.
That sells the tickets, baby.
The defense is all the side dishes. We already burnt the side dishes, man, but let's not burn this turkey.
Offense sells them tickets, and Jerry all about selling tickets. They just announced it today. We had 30,000 at the stadium. Come on, he about them tickets, man.
And it had the nerve to give a moment of silence for COVID and all. Y'all clustered up in there, breathing on each other, but now you want to give a moment. All right,
I'll tell you what, guys. I'm gonna pivot a little bit here, and I'm gonna switch it over. You know what? I'm gonna start with Tuck. Tuck, what do you want to bring to the table for me and James? How about that? I'm gonna pivot over to you. What is it in your mind between today's game moving forward? We got the Giants on deck.
Well, I didn't ask James the magic questions. I know we talked about it in length last night, but just Kellen Boise thing. How do you feel? Do you feel like, James, we can move on from Kellen Moore and give Mike McCarthy the offensive coordinator job and he's calling his own plays and we'll be at the same level? Or do you feel like we'll take a step back?
I mean, McCarthy's been there and done that in this league for a very long time. So I'll have some confidence that I don't feel like we would fall off if McCarthy took over the plays. I don't believe so. I don't think Kellen Moore, I told y'all I've been on the Kellen Moore trade from A1 day one. But at the same time, if Kellen Moore left, I'm not like, oh my God, it's over for us. Kellen Moore's gone. I'm not going to be like that. I'm just not. I like what Kellen Moore's brought to the table, but Dallas will still be okay because we have the talent. And I feel like Mike McCarthy would not F it up. And I feel like, some people have brought it up too that, Joe Philbin might be in line for or Nussmeier, the quarterback's coach, because he's been with Dak and they didn't get rid of him. Remember that. When there's the three people that they kept was Leon Lett, Kellen Moore, and Nussmeier.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? And two people that were critical for Dak, they kept. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I could see a Nussmeier getting that role too, because remember, he was a quarterback and he'd been a quarterback coach for a long time. So I think they have a lot of confidence in him. I don't think the offense will fall off if McCarthy took over the plays. I like Kellen Moore, but Dallas ain't going to die because Kellen Moore left.
Right.
That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And I think Kellen Moore is going to take that job at Boise State just because why wouldn't you? You're 32 years old. That's your alma mater. They're going to give you the world. And you can recruit and have your own players. And if you want to go back to the NFL in about 4 years or 5 years, you're only 37.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? These guys are 65 and still getting jobs.
After Nixon Law kind of broke it down, I mean that I feel like Kellen Moore is going to take this job. Now I guess the reports came out he didn't technically interview for it yet. But one of my best friends, his brother-in-law played for Boise. He played with D Law and all them, and had the athletic director that was in his wedding and all that stuff. So I might just call in like, hey man, make a call and tell him that Kellen Moore ain't the opportunity for his job, man. Because I just want to see. And I think that's the hard part for me about this season. I want to see what this team really looks like.
Everybody, yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like we got to see a glimpse of it, but like even game one, we had Jarwin go down. We had what I'm saying, we had the injuries with Tyron Smith and all the injuries started mounting up off season. Like I just want to see what we expected to come in with the season with to see what it really looks like. I want to see Kellen Moore. I want to see Dak. I want to see Coop. I want to see Gallup. I want to see CD.
It's over, dog. Kellen Moore gone. Because think about it. I said this a couple days ago. Unless the Cowboys come to Kellen Moore and say, you're going to be the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, why would you stay?
Well,
I mean, let's be honest. Why would you stay? And you could be a dog in college.
Well, and here's the thing.
Stop playing me like Dallas is the world's greatest job.
Because last night, Tug was ready to fire McCarthy and go and promote.
But here's the thing. I won't explain that because everybody on Twitter and everybody is like, bro, why are you a big Kellen Moore guy? I'm not. It's not like I'm saying Kellen Moore would be my pick of the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm saying that he fits the mold for Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
Like in-house guy.
Jason Garrett part 2.
Right. So I'm saying if that's what ultimately Jerry Jones is wanting to go for, then go for it. People are acting like, Tuck, you would take Kellen Moore over Lincoln Riley and Urban. I'm like, no, I'm just saying I know Jerry Jones. I know how my organization works. They have a guy who played quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. He's been a coach, a quarterback coach, an offensive coordinator. That's what Jerry likes. And so that's what you I'm like, let's just get to it, get it over with. Why string Mike McCarthy out for 2 to 3 years? Well, this is ultimately what you want. That's what I've been saying about Kellen Moore, y'all.
Yeah, and James, you kind of echoed the same thing I said last night as we were talking about it. I'm like, at the end of the day, the check's bigger, the bag's bigger.
Right.
Let's be clear, the bag's bigger. That's one. And look, and at the end of the day, it always comes down to money. But neither here nor there. The bag's bigger. You're going back to the blue turf where you're a touchdown Jesus, where you won like 60 games and 3 losses or something like that, 2 or 3 losses.
3.
Yeah, there you go. Boom. Right. So you walk in that door and it doesn't hinder, and as you just said, it doesn't hinder you coming back to the NFL. Is that what you want to do? Because you go down there for 4 years, run a great program. Guess what's going to happen? You're the next
even hotter.
Whatever, you're coming, the Matt Rules of the world, the whole 9. Here you come right back up. And you don't have the spotlight of Dallas on you anymore and all this different things that are happening and whatnot. You can go there, be tucked off over there in Boise and do your thing. Now, the change is the first report is a little different than what we're talking about now, for sure.
Right, because interview.
Right. But again, I will stand on this point. If at any point in time they offer him the job, I think he takes it.
Yeah, he's taking it.
There's literally you can't really give me a reason why he wouldn't take it outside of
being the head coach for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, and outside Jerry says, well, you know what, Mike McCarthy, we're just going to get him up out of here, and Kellen, you're going to be the guy. And that's not
the only way he stays, and he's not going to do that.
So
I don't believe it.
But I do believe this. There sometimes though, you can lose a coach, and it can be a win-win for both sides. And what I mean by that is our head coach, the best thing that he does on his resume is he was a Super Bowl winning play caller as a head coach. And you can free up him if Kellen Moore leaves. And the best thing for Kellen Moore, if he was not going to have a job in Dallas, would to go back to his alma mater and be the man there. It can be a win-win. And then we can get to the unequivocal evaluation of Mike McCarthy if he's going to call the plays. I think Jerry is in love with this CEO type of coach, walk around thing, and I think it'll end up being Philbin. That's going to be the offensive coordinator. That's what I really think. But even if it's not, I would want it to be Mike McCarthy because I think as a head coach, that's the best thing he brings to the table. So let's go that route and let's make sure we do, because I'm going to rip the Band-Aid off, guy. Either get to it without these injuries and make it happen, or guess what? Next year, you can get the –
yeah, you got to go. Because if you don't –
the next one.
And Mike McCarthy, I trust, man. We cool, man. We cool. Me and Mark. Here's the thing. Here, I say that we gonna use the Giants on Sunday. He gonna do about 3 fake punts and all sorts of craziness, man. But like I said, me and Mike McCarthy, we cool, y'all. We
and
cool.
Let's look at it like Mike McCarthy's first year. I think his first year was 8-8. The next year was 13-3.
Boom.
Yeah.
So that can't happen. We saw his first year in Green Bay, and then next year came right back and made the come up.
And how
You
about
have to fire his homeboy for that though.
Oh yeah, he definitely got fired his homeboy.
but even on the next token, if the old regime was here with everything that happened on this roster, are we in play week 17, guys?
Hell no. We lost all them damn injuries. I don't know if we win 2 games with Jason Garrett.
Smells like an upgraded head coach to me.
It's a big upgrade because we fell apart when Romo, we had 2 players, Dez and Romo. And y'all all know it, like I know. As soon as Romo went down, we was like, season over. You know what I'm saying? And
but we never had an Andy Dalton back there, though.
True. We didn't have an Andy Dalton. We had a Brandon Weed. But let's also say Matt Castle was at a different organization and won. He won with the Patriots and he won with the Chiefs.
Took the Chiefs to the playoffs.
He won with, and it was a decent quarterback with the Chiefs. But all of a sudden, you come over to Dallas and you're trash.
And
what was the weapon that Matt Castle had?
Hold on. And
I'm not saying Matt Castle was good. Please don't say
hold on. Right. And we left Dallas, went down to Houston, and won games as a backup in Houston.
As soon as they cut him, he put them in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's what I'm just saying about the organization. Guys come in here, it was good.
I'm not here to bag on Garrett to make
bag on Garrett all day.
I'm not here to do that because somebody's you just want to bag on Garrett. No, at the end of the day, proof is in the pudding in the entirety of whatever happened with just a quarterback. Forget everybody else, with just a quarterback. If
we had everybody else,
Jason Garrett won 1 game without Tony or Dak.
And we lost how many in a row when they got hurt?
Oh my goodness!
We lost 7, 8 in a row.
Don't get me started. I mean, the Atlanta game or
whatever. And we didn't have that. Didn't happen with McCarthy. That's why I got to give him props because everybody said it. Like if Jason Garrett would have had all these injuries, come on, dog, we wouldn't have been fighting for a playoff position with Jason Garrett with all them damn injuries, and we all know it.
Give him love, Tuck.
I'm just saying.
He's shook hands. Damn it!
But I'm saying I shake Mike McCarthy's hand. We cool, but I feel like we would be with Jason Garrett, bro. It's 6 wins, 7. Because I feel like 1, we would have won the Rams game. Jason Garrett would have won the Rams game. He would have won us the Browns game. So he's flopped those 2. I feel like the Vikings game, Jason Garrett would have lost us. I feel like we would have beat Washington once with Jason Garrett. So.
Sorry, I'm not giving you that.
What happened if we had Jason Garrett? He was going to give Tony Pollard and Zeke the ball 100 damn times. He's going to shorten the game up. He's going to keep that defense off the field.
And our defense was. Oh no, I can't give it that to you, Tuck. I just can't give you that Jason Garrett thing, man. He over there doing hella trash over there in New York, dog. You got an offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore, and you got an offensive coordinator in Jason Garrett, and Kellen Moore still averaging more points than you, and you've been a coordinator longer than Kellen Moore, man. We had Andy Dalton. They got a top quarterback.
That's Skywalker. But if Jason Garrett was here, Kellen Moore would be his coordinator.
Huh? Yeah, Kellen but Moore. We also know that he took. We don't know for sure, but you can't sit there and tell me last year Jason Garrett wasn't influencing Kellen Moore when we was balling out, and then he'd be like, all right, reel it back. Reel it back. Because the Minnesota game was the one where Dak was cooking and he's going to give the ball to Ezekiel. That's Kellen Moore.
My guy Nick is getting heart attacks with those reverses, and then Jason Garrett's probably like getting that through the radio like, we ain't about to do that.
Man. Jason Garrett is whack, bro.
Yeah,
he'll never coach in the NFL again. And I said that before he got fired in Dallas. He will not be a head coach, he will not be ever be a head coach in the NFL again.
He'll be a head coach.
I don't know.
Only because of only one reason.
I don't know. I mean,
he ain't gonna be. Who would hire? Who the hell would hire Jason Garrett as their head coach, bro?
The New York Giants.
Okay, see.
I mean, I don't know.
Why would you? Joe Judge is better than him. They winning because of Garrett. They winning because of Judge, not because of no Garrett. Garrett ain't gonna be a head coach no more. The only reason why he was a head coach, they had the little thing around him with the Baltimore Ravens when they had the ho-ha. Oh, Jason Garrett's the high commodity now. Yeah. Jason Garrett and once again, if anybody who's redhead in his feed, I'm sorry, but I just don't see redheads winning stuff. I know I'm not being, but don't win. Are you red? Are you a redhead? PJ?
No, not hell, bruh.
I'm just saying to make sure I don't try to offend nobody, but red ain't winning shit.
Yeah, look, I'm just saying, look, hold on, look, ain't none of that red.
Okay, I'm just saying, red ain't winning shit.
Just
red. Hey, but hold on, man. The redhead just went to beat Philly, man. So
but redhead ain't did nothing in the playoffs ever. A redhead won the Super Bowl. Has the redhead won the Super Bowl, Tuck? Has the redhead won the Super Bowl, Tuck?
Well, wait, has a redhead ever won a Super Bowl? As a coach, or talking about a player?
I'm talking about a coach or a player.
I didn't pay attention like
that. I mean, Brad Johnson's not redheaded. Brad Johnson.
I know Jason Garrett apologist, man. I hated Jason Garrett, to be honest with you, but I feel like maybe one. But me and Mike McCarthy chopped it up. Cool.
You're gonna be back to hate McCarthy next week if we lose, Tuck.
Nah, it is what it is.
Yeah, he is. I feel it. It ain't true. It ain't true. I still don't. I see it in you. I see it all in your body language.
We gonna be right there, be able to win the game, and all of a sudden,
body language.
He over a fake field goal and falls short. And everyone's gonna be on the show arguing. I was gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? But
see, I don't believe you. I think you had a handshake, but you crossed your fingers. You put your hand behind your back and crossed your fingers.
We cool, man. It's like, you know what I'm saying? We cool, but I really don't trust you like that.
Yeah, you cool, but you still got your eye on them.
Well, one time as we're going on here, and that was Tux to James. I mean, I need you to drop your put your cash up in the comments if you want to. By the way, BTW, by all means, don't ever think that you can't do that over here. But with that being, no. Green light on that. We didn't have a chance to talk about that before, and we haven't had one. But anytime you hear, by all means, please, by all means, do that. But with that being said, you're one thing. Well, we won today. Whatever you want to take the conversation. We let Tug take that conversation one way. Now I'm gonna let it give it to you.
Michael talking about he hates gingers, bro. Let's pump the brakes. I know a few gingers. You know
my brother's a ginger. Yeah, look, I love the
ginger snap.
I'm talking about some real ginger snaps, man.
I was gonna say, low key, like there's a YouTube little thing that says gingers have no souls. My brother's a ginger. Whatever. Michael, got to get off the hate train on that. Come on, man. Get off the hate train on that. Don't do it like that. You know, I mean, it's a good day. I mean, bro, we beat the Eagles and eliminated them. We need them still. I hate that we need them still, but we beat them by 20, 37. Right. Man, come on. Defense is getting turnovers at a historic clip for us. Well, I mean, historic within the past like 5 years. Whatever. That's fine. I'll take it. Michael said, he said, I dated some and they were crazy.
Redheads?
Yeah.
Redheads ain't no joke, man.
They're ladies. What you want to say? They're fiery, if you will.
They're
fiery, if you will. They're fiery, if you will. But again,
out there, man.
Yeah, man, no doubt. But James, as you get that plug in there and whatnot, open-ended conversation. 17, post game, under game, over game. Jay Tuck and he shook hands with McCarthy and feels some type of way right now.
My guy.
Oh, you said your guy. Wow.
Yeah, my guy.
He lying. Tuck lying.
We you know what I'm saying? We gonna do all these fake punts and
Tuck lying, man. Don't believe him.
You know what I'm saying?
You can.
No, here's what's gonna happen, bro. We come in at the end of the season, and he said he gonna keep Mike Nolan as the defensive coordinator. Y'all gonna roll with it because Mike McCarthy's our head coach.
No, I ain't rolling with none of that shit. That's just gonna let me know you ain't trying to win. That's gonna let me know you ain't trying to win. Because, like I said,
both of them, bro.
Mike Mularkey, like I said, he was at Tennessee. He took them to the playoffs, and they still fired him. And that's what needs to happen. It's fool's gold. Jerry, if you still do that, then I'm like I said, I ain't believing nothing y'all talking about because it's fool's gold. Oh yeah, they improved. No, they didn't. Look between the numbers. That's telling me you don't study tape, Jerry. Your old ass ain't watching all 22. Shut the hell up. You 78 years old. You watching all 22, Jerry?
You know,
you watching the game, Jerry? You the GM and you watching the game like that, Jerry? These players,
10 turnovers, 10 turnovers, 3 games.
Is our
possible playoff appearance?
Is our head coach watching? Is our head coach watching all 22?
Analytics,
he better.
He got a Pro Football Focus subscription. We talked about it. That's
better.
Analytics.
You better watch the all 22 if you a damn coach.
He got the analytics, man. You know, you can go for it on 4th down and run.
You ain't watching tape. Y'all pro coaches, then let me get a job.
Right.
Well, you know, here's the thing. I mean, here's the thing, right? I think it'll be the old, you know, look. If y'all haven't been here, so be it. I've been here before. I'm like, yo, I got a gig or whatever. I'm like, yo, bro, I'm gonna get you on. My dude, I'm gonna get you on. You feel me? And I get my dude on. And then, you know, as things were
showing up late.
Yeah, as things were processing and trends, you know, and transcending, if you will, it's like, all right, fam. Like, bro, like I got you here and whatnot, but yo, this shit ain't working. So, you know what I mean? I'm gonna look. I gotta let you, you know, look, I got you here and it's cool and everything, but you're my man still. You're my man still. You feel me? You're my guy. However,
I had that conversation though.
I gotta let you go ahead and move on. You feel me? You know, and I think that's what's going to happen with McCarthy and he blessed me, and you know, I backdoored and blessed you. You know what I'm saying? But these numbers over here, bruh. I mean, it ain't me, it ain't you. It's these numbers, and
hey, man, you know, I've been really trying, and with this whole situation with the season, it was shortened season, and you see what we've done the last 4 games, and Mike, we're going to the playoffs.
Hey, fam, it ain't about you. I'm the head coach. It ain't about you.
You gonna put me out? You gonna put your homeboy out, bro?
Look, you found that that deal, that contract was ironclad. You can get all that money anyways. It's fine. You ain't got to work in getting this money. It's all good. Look, on low key, I ain't gonna fire you. I'm just gonna put you somewhere else so you keep getting some money. Don't even worry about it.
They're gonna take him off. Yeah, they're gonna take him off, make him a linebacker coach or something like that, something cute.
They don't want to hurt people's feelings.
Coordinator, assistant,
head coach.
Yeah.
Like him and Edwards will just flip positions. That's fine.
Like they did Monty Kiffin's old ass, moved him up in the book.
That's about Edwards, y'all. Like, do y'all, because he's in the building, he's giving some input. So, I mean,
is he?
I feel like you would, though. I feel like you would. Like, I mean, I feel like if he goes to that coaches meeting and you're seeing these things.
Okay, again, what's his defined role? What is Edwards' defined role?
He don't got no defined role. They brought him there to see if Mike Nolan was going to mess up, and if you fall, we're going to just slide you right in. Why else did they bring him?
I don't think he does much of shit. I think he's the guy. Here's what's in front of me. Whenever y'all need me, I'm going to take these checks. Whenever y'all need me, break the glass. I'll come out and I got you. Because, again, the Joneses, they love Mike Zimmer. Well, where's Edwards been forever and a day? Mike Zimmer. Okay. Oh, you want to do it this way? Cool. Let's see what happens. It didn't work. Man, I will be look, I'm willing to bet if either one of y'all want to do it, I'll bet either one of y'all $100 that Edwards is going to be the defensive coordinator. I'll put 100.
No, I'm done with begging. You set me up.
I'm not taking that bet. You're gonna get an easy
money. I did not set you up. You just got up in the high. And I love City, and I was but he wasn't going to be number one this year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, no how.
But no, I think Edwards is going to be the easy hire for the fourth offensive coordinator, and it's going to be real easy to flip it. Like you said, they're just going to swap them out. Right. You know, but what Mike Nolan was able to do at the end of the season, we want to keep him in house, so he's going to be a defensive specialist, coach, assistant, something. fancy title. They're gonna tuck him over in the stash. They're gonna put George Edwards right there and go. I really doubt that the Cowboys will bring somebody from the outside in. Because Mike McCarthy's gonna want his guys in there. So,
but is he gonna be able to pick this time because he made the first choice and it wasn't great, or the Cowboys gonna step in and we're gonna pick him for you?
I mean, he picked Edwards as well. I think everything on the staff was McCarthy except for
Kellen Moore.
Boom.
When people say, and I don't want to hear that story how Mike McCarthy said, "Oh, I want Kellen Moore." No, it wasn't. The Joneses were like, "You can have whoever you want, but Kellen Moore is staying."
The Golden Goose.
That's what they told him. Not all that stuff about, "Oh, Mike McCarthy wanted Kellen Moore too." Yeah, okay. No, okay.
No,
the Joneses weren't getting rid of Kellen Moore, period. No matter what Mike McCarthy wanted, because he ain't got that power.
And again, and here's how the fallacy to me is, if you're going to keep Kellen Moore, why not just a good defensive guy anyways? Because you're doubling down. Be clear. The Joneses, who know the litany of football, and they've been in this game since '89, right? And everything they know and they've done, and whatever the case may be. How many NFL coaches have won Super Bowls with two different teams?
Hasn't only been one coach?
No.
None, is it?
Okay. Right. So you hired a guy to come in here who, against history, it's never happened before. And the best thing he does is offense, and saddlebagged him with a guy that calls plays. Right. And it's not even, look, and not that he just calls plays, he calls plays and has an offensive system that is completely foreign to what your offensive system is.
Right.
So
he flashed a ring in Jerry's eye and he fell in love, man. We've people have been there, bro. You got out of a bad relationship, you've been with somebody for 10 years, you go out to the club and the first one that flashed something in your eye, you know what I'm saying? You take him home. That's where Jerry, he didn't, like we said last night, he didn't take his laps around the club, man. He really should have set back.
He should have took his time.
But he was so fearful of missing out. He was like, you know what? Mike McCarthy is a name, Super Bowl ring. People are familiar. Boom. I'm just going to roll with that.
I agree with that.
You know what I'm
saying? James, I think you have a term for that.
Shut up signings.
Oh. Yeah. And Mendoza says there's a first time for everything, though. Fair.
Right.
And we've done it a couple of times, right? Because we brought in Bill Parcells.
Right. But I think I agree with Tuck when he was like, I think Jerry was scared that somebody was going to scoop McCarthy before he did. And that's why he went at it so hard, because he was a name that he had been there and done that. And honestly, I feel like the reason why Jerry didn't go after like the Urban Meyer or Lincoln Riley, and I think he said it in his interview. I mean, in the press conference, he said, I need somebody who's already been there and done that. I need somebody who's been in the trenches. I went with Garrett. He was green because, come on, Garrett didn't know shit. And they went 10 years with that. So do you really think that you want to start over and try to build that up again? And he's 78 years old. No, he like, you know what? I want to go with a guy who won a Super Bowl. They used to whoop our ass. It's the Green Bay Packers. They won all these games here. So I'm going with that. And at the end of the day, I agree with Tuck. Although I wanted Mike McCarthy, he was my number one choice. They still should have did their due diligence and looked around everywhere instead of saying, let's go this, because that's the Cowboys' problem. Even when you mentioned George Edwards, BJ, how they'll just easily slide right over there because it's convenient. It's easy. We don't have to do all this extra this and that. We just slide right over him. Oh, and he was with Mike Zimmer, and they had a good defense. You get what I'm saying? It's easy for him to do that easy transition where he don't got to do all that looking, because Jerry wants to win that right now. He wants to hurry up and get it now. So he ain't going to take that due diligence to do a search. And you have to do it. Even if you like this guy right here, you have to interview everybody, because you might just meet somebody else. You're like, hold up, I liked him, but I interviewed you, and now you got me thinking. That's why you do those interviews.
Because, like you said, BJ, with the way the offense has been, and Ron Rivera, if Jerry Jones would have maybe got to a Ron Rivera in an interview, that might have clicked in his head. Like, well, damn, our offense was great last year. You're a defensive-minded coach. Let me try this. But we all know Ron Rivera ain't going to be no puppet, like, you know what I'm saying? like the guy, you know what I'm saying, we got currently right now. So, that's just been my big.
Wait, son. You just backslid.
I mean, I apologize, Mike. I apologize. You're not no puppet, man. You're not no puppet. We cool.
I'm just saying.
He don't step up and talk back to Jerry.
He not no Parcells.
Parcells or Jimmy Johnson. So in essence, he is puppet-ish.
I see, Mike. But my homeboy said it. You know what I'm saying? We still cool. But yeah, but I feel like Jerry Jones was like, I got a name. He has a resume. He has a ring, but I can still be in control.
Mm-hmm.
You know what?
McCarthy was begging to get on.
Right.
Hold on. He was begging to get on. And even now, did you see him last week when he said, I'm so grateful I got this job with the Dallas Cowboys? That tells me you sucking up still.
Right.
Do we forget how Jimmy and Jerry used to go at it all the time?
Right.
And even when Parcells, man, shut the hell up, man. You want me to do this and that, but you still meddling.
Right.
He would say it on air. He would say it in the interviews, and that's why we loved it. But who else has stood up and said, "Oh, Jerry, man, he tripping"? Who else says that?
Let me ask y'all this: do you think that Jerry Jones is still leading off the coaches' meetings with Mike McCarthy? I would say, yeah. Jerry Jones is still in those coaches' meetings with Mike McCarthy.
Anthony Wright on the show, and he said he was coming in the quarterback meetings with playbooks.
Yeah. See? Yeah.
It ain't changed.
My pivot would be this. I mean, Anthony Wright was a very long time ago. Shout out to Anthony Wright, though.
It don't matter.
I know. Fair.
Jerry's still Jerry.
Right.
That's fine. Let me give you a different perspective, though.
All right.
Okay? And the different perspective is this. The reason that Jerry said, I can't restart and get a young guy, I'm going to get a guy that's proven and trying to get out of here, is because Jerry knows I don't have that much time left. I don't know when I'm going to die. I'm almost 8. You know, and that works personally, but it doesn't work for the business that you're leaving to your kids. Like, look, everybody knows whenever Jerry leaves and goes, like, it's not like, okay, well, the Joneses are just going to up and sell the team. Like, Steven's going to slide in, and all the Bill Jones Jr. and all these things are going to happen, and it'll just slide up and do whatever, right? At the end of the day. So miss me with but you went out here and did these things, if you will, and said, well, I couldn't go young. I want the results now. Get us over the hump, right? That's what we were sold, Tuck. Oh, he's here because we were so close with Garrett. We're getting over the hump, even though with all these in big game, you know, with all these injuries or whatever, we all kind of agree that we wouldn't have had these many wins. Week 17, we're playing for something, you know, even though it feels fairly familiar of 8 and 8, 7 and 9, playing for some getting into playoffs, but with the injuries being had, so he did these things because he's trying to win now per se, coaching wise, because he doesn't have a lot of time left on this rock that we call Earth. So when does that translate into the God blessed off season? Because that's the difference. We're talking about this defense, right? The D tackle, the safety, whatever. The offense is built. It's fine. Get your quarterback fucking signed, if you will. You got extra picks. You got some cap room. So if your time is in your head, your time is on a timeline and you're worried about it, so you go sign this guy because you can't get a young coach to let him learn on the job no more, then get fucking active in the off season.
No, you gotta tell Steven that though.
He got Steven in the way now.
I mean, who's the dad? Who's the son?
Huh?
Who's the dad? Who's the son?
It don't matter.
Here's the thing, Steven.
Hold on. Who's the GM still? Who's the GM title sit on?
You're right, but who's the director of player personnel, which deals with free agency?
So at any point in time that Jerry wants to pull that damn rank, he can.
Right, but is he though?
Steven
is running. You see how much Steven has been talking these last few years?
Look,
Jerry used to do all that.
I know that. I'm not disagreeing. It's been Steve for me, and I thought it was Steven's show beforehand. I knew for sure whenever Johnny Football was on the board and Zach Martin, and they took Zach Martin, I said, okay, this is for sure Steven's show going forward. I don't care no more. That's when I knew. So since Zach Martin draft pick, it's been Steven's show. If you're Jerry and you're making coaching picks now, because that's out of your mouth, you're still the GM and whatever's happening. At what point are you tired of not getting the results that you want? Now you can say, well, it's my son. I'm just going to ride with it. Well, then, damn it, we just got to ride with Steven.
You know what, BJ? That goes back to my point when me and you were going back and forth when I said, is winning number one?
And I was in the comments.
And I said, no.
I agree with the game, James. No.
It's not number one. And me and you went back and forth on it, BJ. And I said, they want to win, but it's not the number one priority.
Right.
Because if you're saying it right now, BJ, if winning was number one priority, you would not play around with these free agents. You would not do these goofy things that y'all continue to do. And y'all know what y'all doing to help us get over the hump. And you still want to try to inch everything out by being cheap. Being cheap don't win, bro. You going, what they say, you got to spend money, make money. Be scared. Whenever you winning, you can't
make money.
Conservative shit don't work.
Don't make money. I feel that.
You feel me? Conservative don't win on the field. It don't work in the paychecks.
Mm-hmm. But here's the
it ain't priority. Like I said,
it's not about priority.
It gotta be, because if winning is number one priority, you win championships. It's not number one priority here.
However we think about winning works and how they feel. Look, I can.
But it ain't worked for them in 25 years, BJ.
Fair. All that's fair. I'm not saying that it's not fair, but it's like an addict, right? It's like an addict. I can tell you, hey, bruh, you're doing too much. You're turning up too much. But in his head, like, fuck you mean? I'm only doing it 4 days a week. It's fine. I'm good. Look, my bills are paid. I'm good. Like in their head, and here's the disconnect where they're playing the game at and where we're not playing the game at. Is in their head, they think it is all about winning because of the process. They believe their process is conducive to winning.
We're not winning. We're mediocre. So that don't make
the Dallas.
But you have won.
We are mediocre.
It's branding. Branding is first. Branding is first, bro. That's what it's all about. It's about the Thanksgiving shows and the likes and the
90,000. Jerry has mentioned it.
It's not about winning.
That's not the number one priority here, dog. They can say that and it can sound all good to everybody, but if winning's number one, let's just look at how you're doing this roster and how you're still in the way of everything. If winning was number one priority, there would be different things being done, and they can spin it to everybody all they want to. But I go back and look at all those damn good players that have come through Dallas, and we've always fall short because y'all always in the way.
Because think about it, even when we were 2 to 3 wins, we still had 30,000 people in that stadium.
So you think they're mad?
You think they're
mad about that, BJ?
We got the highest attendance of all sporting events.
Of all sports. You think they're mad about that? And Jerry bragged about it a week ago. So how is it priority? And he's bragging about we have the most fans.
Right. Fans, views.
How is it more priority? You're still talking about fans and COVID.
Jersey sales. That's what comes out of Jerry's mouth.
That's not number one, dog. And he can say it is, but you're not fooling me. I think you want to win, but it ain't your number one priority. And if it ain't your number one priority, that's why we'll win games. We may win the NFC East, but will we win a championship? That's all good that you won the East, but nobody gives a flying F about that when you looking at next year. Oh, you won the East. Did you do anything? No. My cares if you won 10 division titles. Did you get to a Super Bowl?
Oh,
how you gonna tell me your focus is winning? Came and signed your franchise quarterback.
Right, you ain't about number one party. You got to sign everybody else except Dak, and he's the one that helped get you here. And you still talking about, oh well, we gotta. And I'm already hearing Steven talking about the cap already. Well, we still got him.
He's even hoping that cap drop. He hoping that cap drop.
That's gonna be his first excuse. Right. Of why he can't pay Dak, and if it's priority, you still making excuses, bro. Oh, miss me with that. Not you, BJ. Miss me with that.
I like it. I love it. Look, because I'll defend it because We're cherry picking at this point because literally Jerry's already said you'd have no idea what he would sign to go do to go win or whatever. So if we're going to take him a face value, whoa. I'll let y'all go. You're gonna let me go. So we're going to take every single thing that Jerry says to heart about branding and winning and how this all intertwines. I can literally pull all the different plugs about what Jerry said about winning and doing and so on and so forth.
Tell me them plugs.
Sure. Jerry says you have no idea what he would do to go back and what the amount of money he would sign to go win another Super Bowl. Like, bro, he's been on 105.3 saying it as shit, son. Now, is it fluff? Is it this? Is it that? Whatever. Because here's what we do know at the end of the day. We're shit. Right? I mean, yeah, we won today. Great. And we're leading the league in quote unquote whatever. Bro, they don't have to, like, I think here's the disconnect. They don't have to sell the brand anymore because it's just going to happen. Woody. Hold on. Woody. No, they don't. You got
Yeah, they do. Like Fisher just said they do.
Watch. Woody, the former All-Pro center for the Patriots and the Jets, was on Twitter on Christmas. He's an NFL player, won Super Bowls. What's his son's in? Dag jerseys.
Okay.
Bro, do you think anything that Jerry Jones is doing is reaching those kids? Do you think that Woody doesn't want them to wear that shit and wear his jersey or whatever? Bro, it's unquenchable. Says it best.
Why
We're going to show up.
Why do people like the Cowboys then, BJ? If you weren't a fan back then, why do you like them? We've been mediocre for how long?
Ask those kids that.
Why do they like them though? Why do you like a mediocre team? Because you keep pushing that brand out there.
That's it. That is it.
BJ, stop saying that. BJ,
brand. We are the Apple.
But there's been teams that have came and won, and nobody cares.
Some people like the Dallas Cowboys just because of the star and the symbol and what it brings. You look on Instagram.
So we don't like winners no more? Wait. Why does people like PS5? Why does people want PS5 or Xbox?
Better system?
No, it's not. No. It's not a better system.
No, it's the brand. It's actually the brand.
It's socially just, it's PlayStation.
The brand.
Why do you buy it though? Xbox, the name.
It's the cool thing to be a part of. The Dallas Cowboys are the cool thing to be a part of.
If there was a new system out called Aqua Velva, you gonna buy it or you gonna still get the PS1, PS5?
They don't have to push it, is what I'm saying. They're pushing because they're winning. The Cowboys
ain't been winning.
Right? And you're still doing everything. Again, y'all think they have to sell the brand? The brand sells us.
So why is he talking about we're proud to have 30,000? Why we're proud over here to have the top attendance out of everybody. What is that?
Okay. Brand sells.
What is that, BJ?
I'll tell you why. Because that's political. That's a game they're playing above our level in a red state. Keep it a buck. Because these other states ain't doing those things. These other teams aren't doing those. Remember, you got 32 teams. And even within everything that's happened with these teams, you got to remember whenever, right. Emmitt Smith put the Nike brand or the Reebok brand whenever Jerry said, no, we're doing Nike. And he had to go outside of all that with the Reebok and whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, these owners and what they're going through and whatever, they have different things that they're doing and they're going through. And he supported a certain thing, and he probably has a certain belief when it comes to COVID. It's never going to be overt, but it's going to be very covert about, oh, no, we're going to do this. Our damn guy who's our governor who's in a wheelchair said, don't worry. Look, 6, 7, 8, 9 months ago, said, don't worry, in the camera to us. Don't worry. We got this. We're Texans. Go out and do your thing. So there's things that are happening monetarily for their tax bracket that are over what football just is at the end of the day. And whether you want to buy that or not, that's fine. I'm telling you, we have a long conversation about that beyond that. But either way,
branding, bro, it's number one. We are the Apple of the NFL. Like people talk about it. The Dallas Cowboys star is one of the top 3 most recognized symbols out of all. That's Apple, that's Coca-Cola, McDonald's, all of it.
But sure,
Number 3.
soccer makes more money than the NFL by droves. Absolutely. And we're
Not
we're
the Dallas
world.
Cowboys, though. Not the Dallas Cowboys.
Dallas Cowboys
Like I
is the
said,
number one brand.
Yeah,
I've been around the bro. I was over in Thailand, bro, with a Cowboys hat on.
I
A Thai guy pulled me to the side and threw up the
BJ,
X.
why do people like the Cowboys then?
Puerto Rico, Jamaica, and Belize.
Why are the Cowboys popular over there though, BJ?
So
Why?
Why are they popular?
Hold on.
Because of winning.
It's not because we win.
So do y'all really think? Look, put y'all in this situation, and
Come
all
on,
the
BJ.
I mean, whatever. Y'all really think they don't want to win? Because what's best for the brand?
I didn't say that. I said it's
still think
not
that's
number one.
It's not number one.
Wow.
Because here's the thing. I've been at the stadium when we lost to RG3 on Thanksgiving Day. I went back the next day. The Dallas Cowboys pro shop was full with a line wrapped outside the building of people wanting to buy jerseys and all sorts of stuff. It's about the branding. And that's when it comes. That's why Ezekiel Elliott doesn't get benched for fumbling 2 times, because it's about the branding. He has a name. Jalen Smith will never get benched because he has a story. He has a name.
No.
The name, the rights, all of this makes sense.
No,
That goes
no,
Yeah.
branding
no.
first.
The-
The football
no,
production is.
in the NFL.
We had 3 damn wins.
I can
I bought
players
season tickets.
that get paid that don't get benched when they suck. I mean, miss me with they got paid here, they're not getting benched.
So you think if Zeke was a Patriot, you think if Zeke was a Patriot and he was fumbling, having the issues he had, he would be starting still?
Your problem is they would never take
Answer it.
No. Here's
Yes or
your no. Because you're moving the goalpost. You're gonna do that on me, James. No,
Why not?
move that because the Patriots never took a running back in the top 5. Be clear.
But let's say for instance they did.
Be clear.
Okay.
And then on top of that, they want to pay him the top money. That's the difference. Now, however, they did trade for a guy in Corey Dillon, look at his money or whatever, and made him do what he do and did whatever, and then moved on from that. So, like, there's 30.
But they were shrewd in doing it. They know what they needed, and they see what I'm saying. They were about winning. We needed a running back, and we needed somebody to get over the hump, and they did it.
Take the Patriots out of it. Give me the next team then.
Baltimore Ravens.
On.
Baltimore Ravens.
What about them?
Pittsburgh Steelers.
What about them? They pay plenty of people. What do you mean?
Right, and they go out and get people too, don't they?
They're aggressive.
We tried to trade for Minka. They sent and got Minka.
And who beat us? Who beat us?
For Amari, but we
beat us
traded for Amari.
Who beat us though? You said mention other teams. Who beat us to Minka?
Well, we offered
Answer the question.
So we tried.
You tried, but you ain't going hard enough. We tried. How is that all about winning when we tried, but they topped us? And look at what Minka's doing.
So you
Look what
time out. So you would rather have Minka than CeeDee Lamb?
Bro, come on.
Yes or no? Would you rather have Minka or CeeDee Lamb?
Would I rather have Minka Fitzpatrick or CeeDee Lamb? That's going to be a toss-up right now because Minka's a dog.
Right. Of course, I agree. But here's where they were thinking. So don't tell me it's not about winning.
It wasn't Jerry that picked CeeDee.
So let me ask you this. Quick question, BJ.
That was his grandson.
Wait.
If you're an NFL free agent, right? Are you saying I want to go to the Dallas Cowboys because I want to win? Do you think that's the first thing?
Or they go there for the brand?
No, they use Dallas because we don't pay people to get a bigger check.
Because of the brand.
If you're a free agent, do you think Earl Thomas wanted to come to Dallas to win?
Or he was using the leverage?
No, he uses it as a leverage. I'm not saying he didn't.
Do you think Jamal Adams wanted to come to Dallas to win? Do you think Poe and Worley and all these guys came to Dallas to win?
Wait. So now we were talking about the front office about winning, and you're telling me about players want to come here to win. See, you're moving the goalpost now.
I'm just saying they know we know when people come to Dallas, they want the bright lights, they want the endorsements, they want the fandom, they want the stardom. That's what they come for. It's not about winning. We are not the Kansas City Chiefs right now. And it's okay to admit that.
Why do you think LaShawn Why you think? And even with Tampa Bay, they was trying to win. That's why they saw Brady over there. You get what I'm saying? Like,
we could never pull
Bucks
Gronk
went
out
out there and made moves. I'm not saying you got to sign 50 free agents every year. I'm not saying that. But you got to make these moves in this 2020 age, in this 2000s, whatever. You got to make some moves in free agency. And and what it is, they're gun shy about stuff. And let's just do what we can. We can make it like this.
No, I've already said that. I'm on record saying they got to get involved in the day ones that
But they haven't.
Well,
because here's the thing. Here's the thing. If we were really about
philosophy is
really about winning, we could get a Justin Simmons and say, you know what? I want to go to Dallas for a win. I'm gonna take a pay cut, bro, because I know they are focused on winning. We're not gonna get that.
Nope. Did the Cowboys try to sign Sammy Watkins or no?
He said no.
No. They tried to sign him. They offered him 15.
Why did he say no?
Hold on. Kansas City offered him more money.
Or he thought he had a better chance to win.
No, sir.
How you know that, Tub? BJ.
They haven't won the Super Bowl. Bro, they ain't won shit yet. Be clear. They ain't won shit yet.
Andy Reid or Jason Garrett? Andy Reid or Jason Garrett?
He literally took more money. He took more money.
Even before he took more money and got to a better winning situation.
They wasn't winning yet.
They were too. Even with Alex Smith.
Come on, BJ. Bro, if you was a player, bro, and you had a choice between Andy Reid, no, I want to hear that. I want to hear that, BJ.
What was Kansas City record? What was
talking crazy, bro?
Hold on. What was Kansas City's record whenever he signed there? What was their record?
Was Andy Reid there? He only had one losing season. I don't think he's had a losing season there.
What was their Bro, they had to bring in Patrick Mahomes at the end of the season.
Right, but
whoa.
Was they winning?
Patrick Mahomes only played the end of the season because they already secured the playoff spot.
Okay. He played
one game. He played one game, the very last game of the season, because they already playoff spot. Alex was and then Alex Smith played after that. That's when everybody saw. That's when everybody saw Pat Mahomes that very last, the same week 7-16 game. Yeah.
So whenever we decided to move on from this, we went and tried to get Sammy Watkins. We offered him 15 mil. They offered him more. Do you really think he picked Kansas City over Dallas because of winning? Or was it money?
I know I get where you're coming from on that, and I feel you. But also, you don't think players say, "Yeah, I'm gonna make a little more money," but I got Andy Reid and I got Jason Garrett.
The Cowboys offered me 15 and Chiefs offered me 16. That extra $1 million was the reason why I signed it. No, the winning opportunity played an event there.
No, it didn't. There you go.
Yeah.
Mediocre.
Go back. Go back. Jason Garrett took over Wade Phillips. Hold up.
To do with winning? What do you mean spotlight? Why do the Dallas Cowboys have the spotlight? It's not because of winning.
It ain't. We mediocre, dog. Look, since Garrett has been, that's 10 years, right? How many winning seasons did Garrett have in them 10 years?
I'll be honest with y'all. We have turned this into a post game. Man, we love this thing. To Cowboy arguments, and I'm here for it.
We turned up the game, so we don't got to talk about that no more.
Game. We won the game.
Wake Eastside Hero. Wake Eastside Hero's ass up.
All right, text him.
Yeah, man. Hey, look, man. All right, get it. James, I still ain't seen your post over here yet. Get it in there for you, guys. Like y'all are outside of your minds. To me, I'm not saying to go about it the best way. I'm not saying that. But if you really, do y'all really think anybody wakes up in there and says, you know what, man, how many jerseys did we sell today, or how can I win? And y'all really think,
bro, like I do think, because when we had Mike Fisher on the show, I said to him,
I'm going to you go ahead, walk it out.
All I'm saying is, when we had him on the show, I not attacked him, but I asked him questions. I said, if it's really about winning, then Stephen Jones would do this, or as this would happen. I said if it was about that, and I said it wasn't number one priority. And then Fisher came back and said, okay, listen, I'm not no homer here, but I will say that they push the brand, and the brand is very important. Every day it's marketing, Cowboys, this Cowboys, that Cowboys. He says they push it like no other, and he agreed with that. And there's nothing wrong with admitting and saying that their winning is not number one priority with them.
Oh, let's pivot that, because Fisher doesn't cover nobody else. So for him, they push marketing more than anybody else. Well, he lives in Dallas. He's been with Dallas forever and a day.
Brand, okay. We're just going to disagree, because why is this brand number one and we ain't won shit?
Again.
So would you say the Cowboys brand is bigger than the Patriots?
Yes.
I live here in Kansas City. The Cowboys brand is bigger than the Chiefs, right?
Okay,
so what do you think happened? Do you think Jerry Jones is more hurt about the loss versus Washington or about getting flexed out of the primetime games?
Okay, so what y'all think is, because they can I can push shit all day long. I can push boo-boo all day long.
And we gonna still buy it.
Oh, why would we buy it?
Because we fanatics.
No, so it's not them, it's us.
Huh?
It's not them, it's us then.
It really is. Like I said, the fans play a large part of it too. And I'm guilty too. We had 3 damn wins before I bought season tickets for next year and spent a half the amount. But I'm caught up in it. It's just like with Apple. I get a new phone upgrade every time they drop.
Hey, but boy, they deliver though.
New Jordans, PlayStation, whatever it is, whatever your device is, you get caught up in it.
Okay, but tell me a brand that hasn't delivered in 25 years that still sells. So you're telling me that Jerry and Steven are the unequivocal best salesmen ever.
That's some salesmen. If you put your team from 500 million to over $1 billion and you haven't won anything in a long time, yeah, you're good at your business. Because if you're not winning, you're mediocre and your business is still number one. Yeah, you're a great businessman in my eyes.
What did we get sold on last year? We got sold on a new coach, new Mike.
Who sold it?
New staff, Jerry Jones, new staff. This draft that we did, we were all sold. I was sold.
I was sold.
And if you don't think going into the all season we ain't gonna do something to sell us to bring the money back in, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
I think we're disenfranchised on the fact that we haven't had a unequivocal championship. And look, I'm not saying that we don't
talking about championship. We haven't been in the snippet.
Okay. 2016, great year, right? 2014, whatever happened, Dez didn't catch it. It's fine. All that's fine. And I think in all of that is yes, of course. I mean, if you have something you want to sell the brand, I get it. Fair. That's fair. But I think at the end of the day, I think they tie winning to the brand and they want to do both at the same time.
No, you
don't need to push this brand no more. This brand is selling it itself. Everybody knows about the damn Cowboys. We need to get out of this mediocre state because, like I said, 8-8, 8-8, 8-8, 12-4, 8-8, 9-7. You know what I'm saying? 10-6, 8-8, 7-9. Like, dog, where have we been? We've been mediocre.
13,
bro. Like
16,
I said, the AFC Championship game, I knew what the Chiefs
3 and 16.
With Clark Hunt. Clark Hunt doesn't have a damn radio show here every Monday morning in Kansas City. We are probably the only teams with the owner that have his own damn radio show. Why does the owner need his own radio show?
I don't know. I mean, why does Ben
Hey, there, that's selling the brand. That's selling the brand.
I mean, like low key though. I mean, y'all know. I mean, Ben Roethlisberger has his own radio show, right?
Who?
Ben. Y'all know
quarterback.
Oh, fair. I mean, y'all know the Hoodie does radio spots up there in Boston, right? Y'all know that, right?
What other owner is in that media talking every week?
The owner. Because You're overriding whatever the coach has to say.
What other owner in the league is the GM?
Exactly.
So
what does that tell you? It's about the Cowboys.
Other GMs have a radio show then.
Oh, there's GMs that come on and talk. I mean, for sure.
Ooh.
But at the end of the day, if you come into this network, you know what it is. Like, so wait.
Right, you know what it is exactly.
Whoa. Tuck, how old are you?
36, about to be 37 in a few days.
Bet. James, how old are you?
48.
Okay. So 89. How old were y'all? 89. How old were y'all in 1989?
I was 89. I was just going to graduate, so I was 17.
17. How old were you in Tuck?
5.
It has been the exact same from 89 till now. It hasn't changed. It's not like somewhere along the lines this went differently or sideways. It's been exactly the same when we were winning and when we wasn't winning. Obviously, winning cures everything. I understand that. But it's been the same. Was it about the brand from 89 to 95 when we were winning?
But here's the thing. I'm here because of the winning.
Right.
Exactly.
But the same things they did during winning are the same things they're doing now.
No, they aren't. Because when you were winning, you had a coach that was like, no, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. Because you had a coach during that period of time. Nah, I don't believe that one.
You think Jimmy Johnson was letting Jerry Jones chime in and bring his play report to the
you remember that.
Go develop the old Randy Galloway tapes when he was on radio and everything in East Texas or in Dallas and whatnot on the radio. Bro, those things were happening. They were all the time. It wasn't no different. You know, they went and got old boy up there from Oklahoma and whatnots and everything. This is some shit that's been y'all like everybody acts like
so it was about winning when he fired Jimmy and he said, I can go get anybody to coach Dallas.
Well, I mean,
that's about winning. That's winning number priority. Answer the question.
Whoa. I mean, shit, he won another Super Bowl, so I guess he didn't lie.
Are you really doing that, BJ?
Oh, no, but you asked the question. Did he win a Super Bowl without
Barry Switzer won that Super Bowl?
You said I can put any. What was the question again?
Right. I said if it was a problem. I said I don't need you, Jimmy. I can get anybody to coach this damn team. So how's that about winning?
Did he win another Super Bowl?
Because the talent that Jimmy had, and then after that year, what happened? It was over. It was over.
Who was the GM then?
Jerry.
Hey, here's the
follow the money, bro. Don't you know what? You brought this up, BJ, and I'm gonna totally disagree with you when you talk about Jerry did buy the team, and Jerry did hire Jimmy. I get that. He did. He had the money to do it. And that's what he falls back on because he was always mad that they always talked about Jimmy. And he was like, I'm the one that hired Jimmy. I'm the one that had the money. You should. You're the owner. You have the money. But were you the one that made them shrewd deals or was that Jimmy? Was that Jerry making them shrewd deals back and forth with them players? Bro, Jimmy used to clown him and say, look, he's sitting there talking about these players over here and he don't know nothing. He used to clown Jerry all the time.
Hey.
Jerry, man, I ain't hating on Jerry, but like I said, I love my Cowboys. I ain't got to love
them. We're against the Ruta. We're against the Ruta. Does any of those deals get done if the GM doesn't sign off on them?
Yeah, because he got the money.
Okay. So
who went out there and got it? You heard Bill Parcells. If you want somebody to be able to do this, stay your ass out the way and let me freaking grocery shop. You just paid a bill, but I'm a grocery shop.
Awesome. And hey, in that draft, when they had 2 first-round picks, who did Parcells want first at 11 before 20? Who did he want first?
You going back to that?
No, well, hold on, because you want a cherry pick. I'm giving.
Okay, he wanted. I think he wanted Sean Merriman.
And who did Jerry say?
To Marcus Ware. I don't know if Jerry Durham said that, but can we really say Sean Merriman was We understand
Right.
when my man
Oh,
became personally, he was an absolute animal.
Are you really going to try to talk about and compare Sean Marion to DeMarcus Ware real quick?
I'm not, but them first few years, he was just as good as
Right.
DeMarcus Ware. So don't
Right.
do
The whole
that.
lights out. The whole lights
He had 18 sacks his second year.
As long as he was able to shoot that,
No, we ain't gonna say all that. That was
bro. They're on the
And
record.
I love DeMarcus Ware. I got to autograph him. Like I loved him. He's like one of my favorite all-time Cowboys.
I love
up here.
you gonna live off that one, BJ, that he wanted to pick. He knows how to pick talent because it was an obvious choice when we saw DeMarcus Ware, how good he was. Now we're gonna give Jerry Jones props on that, bro. I'm not giving him no props.
And did all that.
He's not getting no damn props from me.
It's not about prompts, but if you want to continuously pick and choose and cherry pick, I can cherry pick the same
right,
thing.
but you say okay, but you saying in that draft that year, right, with Parcells, who also Parcells said he didn't want, and Jerry went and still got him.
That draft?
No, a player.
Oh no,
not the draft.
No, you're talking
he
about
said,
T.O.
I don't want him.
Yeah, I know it's T.O.
And what happened? T.O. did. T.O. had great numbers, right? But did that stuff mess up the team? And that's why he didn't want him?
I mean, did you go third?
And what did Jerry do? What did Jerry do?
Okay, fair. I'm not saying that's not fair, but I'm saying you can't just chastise and not give credit.
I don't give Jerry credit. I don't hate on that man.
Everything that Jimmy did, Jerry had to co-sign.
Because he had the money. That's like you being a dope man, dog. I can't give the dope man credit if I'm out there hustling in them streets. He's just providing me the money, dog.
Here's the thing. If Jerry would have said, no, we ain't doing this Herschel Walker trade, then the 90s doesn't happen. Be clear. The 90s run never happens if Jerry says, nah, I'm not trading Herschel. Those are facts. You can't dispute that. So Jerry is just as much a part of this thing as he's not. Now we can talk about everything that has happened and the brand and the selling and
disagree, you're just gonna disagree.
Trying to separate Jerry. Wait, how can you disagree? Could Jimmy trade?
I am.
How could Jimmy trade Herschel if Jerry didn't say yes?
Yeah, you're right, but he had the money too.
It doesn't matter. There was no money involved, bro. Like y'all are crazy with this idea that Jerry doesn't want to win.
Look, I didn't say you keep putting words in my mouth, dog. Don't do that. I never said he didn't want to win. I said it wasn't the number one priority. That's what I said. I didn't say he didn't want to win. I said it wasn't the number one priority. So don't do that.
Let me ask you this, BJ. Do you think Jerry Jones would risk viewership, revenue, all this stuff going on just for the sacrifice of Dallas Cowboys winning?
Oh, I think Jerry would chop his dick off for a Super Bowl right now because he's fucking 80. I absolutely unequivocally believe that. Absolutely. Doesn't matter.
Once again, how he says, if I could buy, once again, controlling, if I had all the money, I could just buy a Super Bowl. Yeah, of course. That's that controlling attitude. But hey, like I said, hey, you have your opinion about Jerry. I'm gonna have mine, bro. Like, I don't hate on it. I don't sit there and say Jerry's been a terrible owner. I don't say that. But when I sit there and say,
hold on, wait, pivot. Now there's because there's a lot of hats that Jerry wears. Hold on. I think
the Joneses. You got two people that wear 6 hats.
You do not, especially stepping into the game. I do agree with this, and I do agree with that. What I'm saying is, we are uniquely unlike any team in the NFL. Period. Point blank. And it's been that way since '89. Once Jones and people going all the way back to Tom Landry getting fired, people have to remember the only reason that Jerry got the team because actually he didn't have the most money on the table. The reason that Schramm and them gave it to Jerry was Schramm wanted to get rid of Landry. Right? Here's the beef between Landry and Jerry, if you will. Look it up. Don't believe your guy. Knicks, go do your due diligence. It is what it is. Jerry ended up getting the team because he was willing to fire Landry.
And I was cool with that, though.
Right. But even Jerry, you don't do that to a patriarch of a team and what Landry did for this team. Like you don't, even before social media, obviously back in '89, in what it was, bro. You just don't do that to a guy from 60 to
What was you
89,
supposed to do?
20 years, bro.
What was
20
you
years.
supposed to do?
How about this? Even as great as the Patriots run that ended this year, guess what they didn't do? They fell 1 year short of Landry's run of 20 years of winning football. You just don't you pivot it, you do what you got to do. But Jerry very brashly came in before the 4 or 5 different facelifts, fired him because that's what got him. He spent the money, he had to do it. Fired him, brought this guy in, his former teammate, so on and so forth, from Port Arthur, Texas, Jimmy Johnson, whatever. And look, yes, Jimmy had all.
Can you sit there and say though, BJ? I'm gonna end it on my thing on this because I got to get up off here. I got to go to work. I'm just gonna end it on this one, on my opinion.
Right.
I can sit there and say when Jerry first got the team, I agree with that, but he was also a lot younger. Okay,
Sure.
He was in his 50s. He was probably more renegade-ish. Okay, we could say, and he probably wanted to come in there proving a point. You feel me? He's a young upstart owner. He comes in, purchases the Dallas Cowboys. I'm sure he wanted to prove a point to the league. But guess what? After so many years, you can get complacent. You really can. And it can pivot to being where it's not priority, where I still want to win, but I still need to get this money because he got bills too. You feel me? It ain't cheap. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, when I heard him say, well, did you still see that we're the tops in attendance in this league? I was like, okay, I still see where your brain is at. I still see where your brain is at.
Feel you. I feel you. I
don't hate Jerry, but you know what? I'm not gonna sit there and give hand claps to Jerry Jones for winning 3 titles 25 years ago.
No
more hand claps.
No. It's not about hand claps. I agree. It's not about hand claps. But on the same token, like this idea that we always, as Cowboys, they should go back to of we need to change this, change that. We should be this, be that. Like it's not going to happen.
I want him to get his ass out the way, and that's never going to happen. So I'm just living off a dream. You feel me? He's never going to do it.
I feel like Jerry's not the issue right now. I feel like Steven's more the issue than Jerry.
I can hear you with that, actually, and I agree with that. When he says that, I agree with Tuck when he says that. Is that somebody said in my feed? I think it was a few days ago. Yeah, you're gonna be mad when Jerry gone and Steven take over. I stopped for real quick and said, you know what? You probably might be right because you probably are right because I feel like Steven's going to be an asshole with stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He already
if Jerry was captain of the ship, bro, we'd have had Earl Thomas.
Yeah,
or
I agree. Jerry will spend that money. He will spend the money. I won't take that from him. But
he probably would have signed back too. I think he would have. He would have been
because Steven's probably the one that's roadblocking it. You feel what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you still got, if winning was number one priority, to me it wouldn't be all family owned. It's still family owned from the top to bottom. You don't let anybody else in except maybe Will McClay. It's still family. Everybody in the family got all the major titles. Nobody else got nothing. And it's all family. We can't let nobody else in. And if you really trying to win, sometimes you got to move away from that. You don't got to bring in 75 people, but sometimes you got to say, guess what? After 25 years, is this still working the way I'm doing it?
Vince, let me ask you this before you get out of here, James. And here's been my biggest point about that. If it was going to happen, and this is where we agree about the brand, you have to do it within the umbrella of the brand, right? And if you're going to do it, the only guy that I think that they can bring in and relinquish and let him do it is Troy Aikman. Do you believe that or do you not believe that? Because I think that this nation and Troy Aikman will be all about winning and do the things that should be done. And he's been on record talking about wanting to do that, not interviewing anywhere, because I think he says it and sends those smoke signals for Cowboys, for the Joneses to say, hey, come run this thing for us.
My thing is this. From afar, Aikman is hardcore with it. But you know what? People be hardcore as shit until they get up in the Dallas Cowboy building. All of a sudden, they get soft as hell. You get what I'm saying? You feel me, Tuck? Just like McCarthy. One of the reasons why I was happy they got McCarthy and got rid of Garrett was because I felt McCarthy was going to have some chest and some backbone. But when I seen the first interview, I saw you just as scary as this dude. You know what I'm saying? You just as scary as this dude, dog. You over there kissing asses to get this damn job too. You ain't gonna be standing up to no damn Jerry Jones. And that's the only thing. If Aikman stands up to Jerry and says, I don't agree with that, we're gonna do it this way, then I'm 100% in, because this is my last thing. Somebody has to stand up to Jerry and say, nah, we ain't doing it this way. We're gonna do it this way. And Jerry gonna be like, all right, you know what I'm saying? I'll let you do this. Not everything. He's got to be able to take that. Don't you think about it though, BJ? Listen to Jerry in his interviews, and I'm not hating just on Jerry, but he is controlling. You can't talk any kind of way to Jerry Jones in his interviews. He controls everything. You have to walk a fine line when you have these interviews. You have to say the right things, or he's going to chin check you. Or guess what? If you sit there and say on the interview, hey, Jerry, blah, 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 he's going to go probably to your boss on 105, and you may not have a job no more at 105, the fan. That's Jerry Jones.
Billionaire ego, man.
I mean,
like, yeah.
if you
give
the money the right way, yeah.
I'm just saying, dog. I just feel like it's a controlling. It's a control.
But the thing that factor. But I believe is if they're able to do that with Aikman, bro, Aikman, what does Aikman have to lose? You understand what I'm saying? Like
his cushy job.
Yeah. You leaving a good ass job to come into the fire.
Right. You coming into to some fire, bro. Issues.
But the reason he says it and doesn't interview anywhere else is because he wants it here.
But here's the thing about Aikman. I would love Aikman as a GM, but we know Jerry's not going to do that because Aikman has said so much about this franchise. Jerry's like, nah, I don't want that. He might bring in some guy that kind of. I would think that Jerry would bring in Romo before he would bring in Troy Aikman.
I think
because of the like factor.
Right. I want some control. I want to be able to control.
Romo wouldn't be talking back to Jerry like that.
Yeah. Aikman's too kind of much. You know, I really don't know which way Aikman might swing. I know if I could bring Romo in, that's my guy. That's my quarterback. That's my buddy. You know what I'm saying? I can talk to him. But it ain't gonna happen with Troy Aikman.
I think at the end of the day, we're somewhere in the middle. Look, as I tell my wife a lot, that there's three sides. There's his side, her side, and somewhere in between is the truth. And I think that's where we're at when it comes to Jerry and this organization and selling the brand and winning and stuff like that. I think as a side, I think I have a side. I think that Big Game has a side, and I think somewhere in between everything that we're talking about is the truth. And at the end of the day, and at the end of the day, as big as Cowboys Nation is, there's a lot of people that kind of fall within those three different sides. And the bottom line is, man, we want 6. That's what we want. And that's the ultimate goal. And that's what we want to get to. We just don't understand how it's going to happen because our organization, again, from 89 till now, operates differently than the other 31. And we can
nobody else got an owner and GM and president. That's why.
Right. But what needs to happen to Jerry Jones? He needs to talk to Mark Cuban because Mark Cuban was also one of those owners that was all in it. He was all fine. He was doing way too much. So finally, he said, you know what? I'm going to let Nelson do what y'all do. I'm going to chill and post up. And then finally, once that happened, they were able to win a championship. I feel like right now with Jerry Jones, he's just doing too much. Just chill back, bro. Be rich. Trust the people that you hired and sit back.
Right, bro. Like what you got to lose? My thing is like you said. What does Jerry have to lose by bringing in an Aikman and him relinquishing in that position? What do you have to lose? You haven't won anything in a long time with you at the helm. So what do you have to lose?
If it don't work out, you can fire it.
You can fire Aikman and go back to being GM. He's Jerry Jones.
I'm doing this, y'all. Apparently, I'm not doing it. It's not working. It's just not working. All right. Let me say, I'm remaining the GM, but I'm going to bring in Aikman as my consultant, right? Do something like that where you got an extra voice because once you're in it, you don't see it.
Yeah. Remember whenever Dan Reeves was going to come in a few years ago as a consultant.
That was his buddy, though.
Yeah, and right, and then whatever that conversation was, that Darius was like, "Nah, I'm good."
Right.
You know, so
probably because he probably wanted to have some power. Jay's like, well, no, I brought you on for this. I don't know about all that.
I don't know.
Because
I don't know.
we all been there, bro. We all got that one fan to be like, when we out in the club and stuff, it be like, nah, Knicks, bro, you tripping. You had enough, bro. And once you hear it, you be like, all right, that's my dog. He know I need to stop. I'm tripping right now. You know what I'm saying? I got my good friend when I'm out in the club and stuff. He be like, Tuck, bro, that's enough. You tripping. You done.
Fall back. Gotta fall back.
Now, opinion, but when you got some little flunkies around you, like, I'm keep doing me. You can't tell me what to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm buying y'all drink. You know what I'm saying? But like Jerry Jones just needs that person in his ear that's not related to him. You'd be like, all right, bro, you really tripping. This is how you should be doing things moving forward. And he could be like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? I trust your opinion. So maybe if he's able to bring it to Aikman or somebody from that standpoint. Right. You got family members. How can my family tell me what to do?
Exactly.
All the lights on for y'all. I'm the alpha. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you tell me what to do.
Right. You run the family.
Like my kids tell me what to do with my house and my bills. Y'all, I tell y'all stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you need somebody that's on your level, that's a football mind, to be consultant. Say, hey, you know what, Jerry? Maybe you should do things in different ways. Like, all right, well, Aikman, you play the game. Honestly, if it's not Aikman, I personally would like it for me to Jimmy Johnson. I would like the Dallas Cowboys to put Jimmy Johnson in the Ring of Honor, right that wrong, and bring in somebody, you know what I'm saying? But he's not going to do it. Ego.
It's going to happen.
Ego.
Jimmy is in South Florida in the Keys on his boat fishing. He don't want
He's
that.
not coming back.
Like, he don't want that drama. I'm with you, but he don't want that drama.
Exactly.
Right.
You just said drama, so you already know.
Here's what I know. Aikman, hey, look, for whatever reason, I know this for a fact. Aikman wants all the smoke.
Well, we'll see.
He wants it in Dallas. At the end of the day, he wants all the smoke, and he wants it in Dallas. Because if he was real about it, he talks about it 4 years. He talks about it every damn year. He had already interviewed somewhere else and did it. He wants the smoke, but he wants it in Dallas because why? Y'all talked about it extensively. The brand. Wow. What bumps me the most up? Oh, if I come back to Dallas, I was the quarterback that won 3 Super Bowls, and I come back and do my thing like Elway did his thing in Denver and get us to 2 bowls and win 1. Guess what happens?
Just like what
and what did the owner do? The owner said, I got you, but I'm staying out the way.
Jerry Jones, everything you said next, Jerry Jones like, nah, bro. So Aikman can come back, do all this, win the Super Bowl, and lead me to a Super Bowl and get all the credit. Nah.
You're taking the credit, Jerry. I hired him. That was me.
Next.
Let me get off here, dog. I gotta hit this work.
We appreciate everybody that walked with us tonight. End of the day, no matter what we talked about, 37-17. Eagles season out of here.
We're still in.
Done. You're gone. Week 17, we was 2-7. But week 17, we are playing for something, and we're going to go out here and play these Giants and get that win. And Eagles, we ended your season, but go ahead and beat Washington. Let's get to these playoffs. Let us get to these playoffs real quick. Get this extra stuff for all of our guys that are young. Get these.
Jerry already selling playoff tickets.
Get these reps, if you will. Man, me, James Tuck, man, we've been rocking for, oh my God, I don't even know how long now. 3.5 hours. My goodness. James, by all means, sir, red carpet, let the people know.
Oh, well, hey, man, first of all, I appreciate you inviting me in. I feel, I don't know. I feel good that you always invite me in. I like that. That just makes me feel real good. So I definitely appreciate you for allowing me to grace your platform. Kicking with my dog Jay Tuck too. It's always good to talk with you, big dog, as well. And just you want to check me out? I'm on Silver and Blue Nation on my YouTube, Big Game James, my Facebook, Silver and Blue Nation on my Facebook, my YouTube, Silver and Blue Nation. Make sure you can check that out. Instagram, I don't really go hard on that, but I got my Big Game James. Follow me at Yates James, YAITES on Twitter. And all I can say is I just try to keep it as real as I can. Sometimes you might get raw emotions, sometimes you might get a rant, sometimes you don't know what you're gonna get sometimes, but it is what you will get always is pure love and passion for my Cowboys.
No ends or buts about it. And look, man, we argue all the time.
And one last thing, I love being on here with BJ because we be going at it, but it's good stuff. It's good. It's good. I love it. I love being able to have good debating, and you don't be all in your feelings afterwards.
Oh, well, I'm gonna talk to you after we get out of here, man. No, I'm good. Jay Tug. Jay Tug. As always, let us know.
Man. Yeah, man. You guys can follow me on Twitter at JTuck151. Like my guy, Big Game James said, man, it's like, with me, I'm a fan first. So a lot of things I say, it might piss a lot of people off, but I told y'all not to give up on the season. We're gonna continue to fight and look where we're at. So follow me on Twitter at JTuck151. Also follow me on my YouTube channel, Cowboys Fans Only. I appreciate all the CFO gang, man, all your support. And also go to CowboysFansOnly.com to get your CFO merch. Yeah, man. So I appreciate all the support, man. Star Gang, man. I got you, bro. My guy Nick's, man. Big Game James, man. My big bro, man. I appreciate all you guys, man. Like you say, I bring that heat, man. I don't back down just like Big Game James. I talk my shit, and it is what it is. Like I said, but me and Mike McCarthy,
it is what it is.
I mean, it just is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? As long as you don't get too personal, you won't get blocked. You know what I'm saying? Shoot your shot. I'm gonna come right back at you. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. Like I said, I love talking Cowboys football with a lot of passionate fans, man. I really can't wait till we can get back out there and I can meet a lot of y'all, man, shake hands and do all that, man. So I'm at the stadium. Shout out to my guy Spoon, man. He got his PS5, so he probably ain't fooling with us for a while. Shout out to Mary, man. We need to check on our girl Mary, man.
Check on her, BJ. Check on her tonight.
So I appreciate each and every one of y'all, man. So let's go Cowboys. Let's get this win. So let's talk about playoffs, man.
Playoffs?
Playoffs, man. I know Jerry Jones. Get a home playoff game, bro. He's turning all
the way up. He's gonna get 100,000. He don't care about no coach.
I mean, maybe Jerry. There was something about winning games getting the playoffs. I don't know. Ending. I don't know. Hey, I'll be that guy. I'm gonna die on that cross. I don't care. At the end of the day, I love my brother.
I saw Nick Foles win the Super Bowl. Andy Dalton ain't that much of a stretch. Let's roll with it, bro. Let's keep going. So.
Look, and allow me to tip my cap. Hold on, let me turn my cap back around. Let me, because I got the NWO on, by the way, and I'm a black and white guy. I put the red cap on because last night some people was about the Wolfpack or whatever. So I'll red both tonight. It is what it is. The one thing I do want to give a shout out to, I'm gonna do one. I'm big on giving flowers to people in my life always. So the first flowers I want to give is to definitely Jay Tug, because Jay Tug was the first one of the guys when we were at the depths of the seas saying, yeah, that tank talk, y'all need to shut up. Things are going to happen. Right. Things are going to go down. I'm telling you now. And this is before we ever even won against the Bengals and started this little run that we're on. And Jay Tug was the first one in line about, man, yeah, team tank or whatever. No, get that shit up out of here. I'm telling you now, it's going to happen. Shout out to our guy Mendoza as well, who's our own mod for Stargame, said 3 of the last 5. We're at 3 now. We need that 4th though to get there. But yeah, definitely on Twitter and whatnot. One of the influencers and whatever you want to label, talkers, whatever, you were there. The one thing about Big Game James, always has been in the building. Keeps his tenacity for Mr. James is the thing that I like. But the thing about tenacity is you can get hard-headed like Jerry. He doesn't get hard-headed like Jerry, though.
I don't get hard-headed.
The last time I was on James' show, I was able to change his mind about Mike McCarthy a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I listen. You know what I'm saying? I can admit wrong. See, that's why me and Jerry is different. I'm definitely maybe a little controlling or whatever, but I'll listen like Jerry don't, though.
I mean,
Because I'm gonna say this about Big Game James and also my guy West Coast, man. When I first got into it, bro, I'm gonna have to be PC, you know what I'm saying? Talk to fans, and I see Big Game James just turning up, going hard. I'm like, all right, I'm in my mode, bro. I'm just gonna do my thing, and it is what it is. I say what I want to say. If you disagree, unfollow me. It is what it is, bro. I'm just there.
You feel me, Tuck?
But I'd be right though. So if you go back and check the tweets, I said the Cowboys will beat the Eagles, Carolina will beat Washington, and we'll be depending on the Eagles to win in week 17. And then here we are.
But
so
don't it feel good, Tuck, when you like I said what I said?
Tuck be knowing.
I said what I said.
Started my whole channel with the CeeDee Lamb prediction draft pick, and here we are. So
whoa.
No, don't keep starting, man. We're gonna go another hour.
No. Two sides that we're going. Two sides that we're going. One, I provided the receipts that CeeDee Lamb was me before you. Yeah, I provided the receipts about CeeDee Lamb before you. Keep it a buck.
Everybody receipts though.
Keep it a buck. And then two, hold on. And then two, your CeeDee Lamb #1 versus Amari bet for all the wings.
Oh, did I catch that?
Hold on. Let's just get an update on the yardage real quick.
Okay, I got you. Did I lose it?
Because he put the goalpost back and I fell for it. It is what it is. But
you got me on those damn wings, didn't you?
CeeDee Lamb starting #1 receiver. It is what it is.
Oh, good.
I got a piece coming away.
I think Amari's over 1,000 yards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't know we were gonna have Ben DiNucci and Garrett Gilbert going to these bets, man. They froze my guy out.
My receiver had to play with the same quarterback, sir. My receiver had to play with the same quarterback.
Can we include touchdowns, total yards? None of that. It was just receiving yards. So it's cool. It's cool. I'm gonna get you your flats and all that, bro. You got it.
How about catches? How many catches? Oh, forget. Let's go catches. No. So yeah, all these wings, we're gonna see if we actually get to go to Cleveland.
We're gonna have to meet up and kick it on these wings, man.
So we're gonna go live together. All the wings you buy me, I tell you what, brother. We're gonna
Are we gonna wait to the draft? We're gonna wait to the draft because I'm already going to Cleveland. So.
I'm 2 hours away, dog. So
you're in Ohio. This guy, he's in Ohio.
Yeah, he already there. So, I know Spoon's up there, but we just snatched Spoon's wig off. I'm gonna be up there for the draft, bro. So we all gonna link up for the draft and you know what I'm saying, do what we gotta do, bro. So I give you got just let me know.
All the wings. Hey man, we appreciate y'all rocking with us. All the affiliates. One more time, I'm going to the side button. Tuck, tell them where to find you.
Yeah, Cowboys fans only on YouTube, cowboysfansonly.com, and on Twitter at JTuck151.
Big Game James, Nation, YouTube, Facebook, and holla at me on Twitter as well.
Man, Star Game is the affiliate Facebook group. Come join. We'll get you in. Facebook page, like, join on YouTube, Star Game Podcast. I love it. I'm always going to do this because I love what Tuck does. Somewhere down here, hit the hit the sub, hit the notification button, the whole nine, so on and so forth. On Facebook, as it says underneath Facebook, on Twitter, your _guy_ next man, come follow me. Man, we appreciate y'all, man. We've been here way too long, man.
That's how we do. And keeps it lit, bro. We can go all night. I'm off. I'm gonna hop in and get that work on Madden. So
James, you're wrong about Jones. Love you. Bye.